From making his family eat on the side of the road because he couldn't control his hunger, to chopping off his wife's finger in a fit of rage, Michael is without a doubt the angriest, most abusive partner to ever feature on My 600 Pound Life. Not only is he abusive to his wife, but his kids too, as he constantly talks down to them, even making his daughter work 2 jobs to pay his rent and bills. Michael is 32 years old and weighs over 600 pounds. His weight causes him extreme pain all over his body. He has so much excess skin and fat that it pulls on him, causing a burning sensation that is constant and barely tolerable.
Every day when I wake up, I think, do I really have to get up today? Because I'm in pain all day, every day. My back hurts, my butt hurts, my legs hurt. It's just the weight itself. I feel like it's deteriorating my body.
Like most other stars, Michael can't do many things for himself. He relies heavily on his family to take care of him, and because of this, when he wakes up in the morning, he just has to lie there until they come to help him. His wife Ronnie does most of his care, but he even needs his daughter Brianna to chip in too, because Ronnie can't do it all by herself. It's hard to watch when children have to look after the parents. In some cases like this one, it just can't be avoided, as the family doesn't earn enough money to employ a carer.
How are you feeling today?
Hurting. I've had a wound on my leg for over 2 years because of my lymphedema, and it just won't heal because it's so stretched out. So my daughter usually wraps it for me with the trash bag because I can't get it wet or it just gets a lot worse. Then my wife gets my clothes ready and makes sure I have everything I need, so when I get out of the shower, everything's there for me.
I mean, he could lose weight so he doesn't need to be cared for, but that's for later down the line. Michael doesn't seem like he's given up completely, as he genuinely feels bad for having to get his family to work for him, unlike other stars who literally feel entitled to it. But don't start to feel sympathy for him yet, as he has some controlling and abusive tendencies that will shock you.
Michael tries to act all big and macho like he could do everything himself, but he really can't. He needs our help. So if we don't help Michael, who else is going to help him?
Even Michael's son has to help around the house, making most of his meals.
After my daughter has helped me get dressed and ready, my son Daniel brings me my wheelchair because I can only walk a few feet on my own. And he does a lot of heavy lifting around the house for me. It does make me feel guilty that I've done this to my family and become such a burden to them. But when I get hungry, it doesn't matter what I feel or what I want to change. All I can think about is eating.
Michael's hunger is literally constant. The only time he's satisfied is when he's chewing, and as soon as he's finished that last bite, he instantly craves more. And if he doesn't get what he wants as soon as he wants it, the entire house has to pay.
Michael is hungry all the time, and I have to make sure that Michael gets what he wants to eat when he wants to eat it, or else he'll get very angry. He really gets mad about his food. Like, there's people that are drunks and they're angry drunks. Well, Michael is an angry food addict.
Being hungry really affects my mood. I want what I want, and when Ronnie don't make what I want, I do have my little fits I throw. Sometimes she makes healthier food, and I will lash out at her, because I just don't want it. I want to eat what I like, or there's going to be trouble.
Michael's tone is pretty severe here, and he's literally threatening and pretty disturbing. For someone who literally needs his family to do everything for him, he's really not in a position to make demands, especially that he's turning violent with them too. The effect that this has on the rest of Michael's family is devastating as well. They can't help but give in when he asks because they're actually scared of his reaction, and when they do, they have to suffer watching him eat himself to death.
It's real hard for me to watch him sit there and just eat his life away.
How many tortillas did you make, Brie?
I don't know, but Dad ate 4 about right now.
Huh?
You ate 4 tortillas?
No, this is my third one.
I have attempted to have Michael and I eat healthy food numerous times, but it just turns into an argument. So I don't push him anymore, and I let him have what he wants, even if it is killing him.
Michael's negative relationship towards food started when he was young, and he always remembers sneaking food when he wasn't supposed to. Michael's dad was always very angry around the house as well, which was just normal for him growing up, and you can probably see where he gets this bad attitude from. When Michael finished high school, he was already over 300 pounds. Eventually, Michael's dad confronted him about his weight, saying that if he didn't start dropping the pounds quickly, he wouldn't be able to live there with him anymore. And unfortunately, he just couldn't give up his addiction, and so got kicked out of the house. And during this time, he gained another 200 pounds due to the stress of the situation. Since meeting Ronnie, the weight gain only continued, and Michael can't seem to find a way out of it. It even got to the point where Ronnie was going to leave Michael altogether.
Michael eats like if that's his last meal, like if he's never going to eat again. I'm tired of it.
I know my wife is at her breaking point, and I don't want to lose my family, and I don't want to die soon just because of some food.
A while back, we had gotten in a huge fight because he didn't want to change, and I was really going to leave. Like, I had my stuff packed because I just wasn't going to do this anymore. And if he doesn't lose the weight, I'm done.
The only option left is for Michael to see Dr. Now and start his weight loss program. But in order to do that, the family has to relocate to Houston. And as you'd expect, Michael isn't much help when it comes to the packing.
Anytime we have something big going on, it's always falling on me and the kids. And I get stressed out because I wish that Michael could get up and help. But I know that he hurts and he can't stand for long. So what good is he going to do us? I'm tired of it. But I can't say anything to him because we just argue and fight.
And it doesn't stop there either, as Michael takes his frustration out on the kids.
DJ, you're slacking. Come on, son. DJ, did I ask you, does that box fit next to it? If you're not throwing your tantrum, he's throwing his little tantrums. I asked him, does the box...
I'm doing this.
Okay, then don't do it.
I don't like that he yells at DJ like that. To me, it makes me feel really bad because I wish you could get up and help him instead of just sitting there and yelling.
The fact that Michael can sit there and complain about how his kids are putting things into the moving van is literally insane. He's literally sitting down not helping at all and just complaining. Despite being in his wheelchair and not being able to move around much, he still manages to control and command his entire family. This shows just how much his kids and his wife are scared of Michael and how severe his outbursts must be when the cameras aren't rolling. And on the way down there, Michael uses the road trip as an excuse to eat lots of unhealthy food. Even when they get into Texas, just before his appointment with Dr. Now, Michael even goes through the drive-thru to get more food. But what's worse is that he's literally round the corner from his hotel and would only have to wait about 20 minutes so he could have his food there. But because he's so desperate, he makes his family eat in a lay-by on the side of the road.
Let me get number 8, and let me also get 2 number 1s and nachos deluxe. I just want to eat quickly and get to the hotel.
I can tell Michael is about to hit another one of his limits where he eats what he wants to or he gets upset.
Where's DJ? I need him to get my wheelchair real quick so we can get
DJ!
eat. So you got my wheelchair?
Yeah. Get the wheelchair. We're 5 miles away from the motel and he can't even wait that long. So I'm just gonna let everyone eat by the side of the road, even though I think it's ridiculous. But he doesn't want to have to admit that we have to drop everything so he could eat when he wants.
But things only go from bad to worse for the family, as when they eventually arrive to their new apartment, it looks very different from the photos and is very run down. And I will admit, that must be very stressful, moving to a new location, not being able to view your house first. I really feel for the entire family here, especially as Michael is the reason that they're having to move.
Hi, with you, baby.
I don't want to live here.
We won't live here.
This house is a piece of... It's disgusting. And it's really frustrating because we left our nice 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house with a pool to come to a piece like this. I'm not gonna let my kids live there. I'm gonna go get my deposit back now.
You know, right when I stepped in, I heard a crack. And as I kept walking in more and more, I keep hearing it little by little cracking. It's not safe in there for me. I'm not going to go back in there. There's no reason for me to go back in there.
Ronnie decides that they can't live in that house at all, so the family agrees to stay in a motel for a few weeks until they find another house that they like. And the next day, Michael goes to his first appointment with Dr. Now to start his weight loss journey properly. But first, Dr. Now wants to know a bit more about Michael's eating habits to see how he got to his current size.
So you're 635 pounds?
Yes.
Okay. What seems to be your biggest challenge with your eating habit?
I think my biggest challenge is trying to eat small portions because on my meals, I eat big meals.
Why you eat big meals?
That's how big my stomach is and I'm not full, I guess. When I sit down and eat a meal, and especially if something I want, if something I like, I'm gonna keep eating it until I'm full.
So how do you think we can change that if you eat however much you want?
Well, I think the surgery would help me.
So you think that surgery is just going to magically fix your eating problem for you? Are you looking for the solution without knowing what the problem is?
Well, I know the problem is, to me, once I eat until I get full. I heard if you get the surgery, you'll eat a little bit and you're full. You'll feel full.
Weight loss surgery is going to make you feel full sooner, but looking for surgery is just looking for the solution without knowing what the problem is. The problem is with your eating. Mm-hmm. You haven't analyzed your eating, so you eat whatever, whenever, okay? And that's not gonna work. Okay, those are issues that we need to start working on one by one.
And like so many other patients, Michael thinks that his weight can just be solved with surgery alone. He thinks that he got to over £600 because he never feels full and that the surgery will stop this and then you'll lose the weight. But this just isn't the case at all. A lot of the time with the patients, they've actually got a mental addiction to food. So getting the surgery to shrink the stomach won't actually just fix the core issue because they can just eat through the surgery. So they need to get their mental addiction to food solved before they can get the surgery. And to get started on this road, Dr. Now needs Michael to lose weight on his own before he gets the surgery. And so Dr. Now gives him a diet plan and a goal of losing £50 in 1 month. Whether he loses any weight will be completely up to Michael, as his entire family are supporting him to lose weight and actually want him to do it. But when Ronnie tries to help Michael with the diet, she regrets it, as he lashes out at her when he doesn't get what he wants.
Michael now is on a really strict diet, and he usually eats 2 eggs for breakfast. Eggs are one of the only healthy things that I can get him to eat. And I'm not trying many other things for him because I just want to avoid any fighting or conflict. But Michael can't eat what he wants, so he's angry all the time now. And it kind of gets annoying, but I don't say anything to him because we end up fighting. I think he's making progress, but I also don't believe that the doctor will want to do surgery on him if he's not showing initiative of losing weight, because he doesn't do anything all day long.
So not only is Ronnie literally doing the diet for him basically, by making all of his meals, his family are all pitching in to help Michael pay the bills while he sits at home and literally does nothing.
I'm working now. My daughter's working 2 jobs. She's going to school, I'm going to school, and all the weight's been put on me and Brianna to bring in money so that we could pay the bills. And honestly, I was hoping coming down here and doing this would start to get Michael more involved. But he's just sitting on the couch, not doing nothing all day, just a couch potato. But I want the roles to change. I would love Michael to take back the role of being head of the house, but he needs to do something more, or he's gonna fail.
Honestly, it frustrates me when parents like Michael are completely okay with their children working or having to drop out of school to help take care of the finances or work around the house. Brianna doesn't look much older than 18, so there's literally no reason she should have to work when Michael is more than capable if he loses the weight. And honestly, the guilt I would feel if I was in Michael's situation would be unreal. And in fact, I just wouldn't let it get to that point. I think Michael is exactly where he wants to be though. He's eating whenever he wants and his family are doing all the hard work for him. And honestly, I'm not confident he'll lose any weight at all before his next appointment. And after a month when Michael is back at Dr. Now's office, the scales don't lie.
And I've stuck to the diet, but I still haven't been able to exercise or get up much since my knee's still hurting. But I feel like I've been eating a lot less. So I'm hoping to get approved for weight loss surgery today.
Okay, then bring it back.
I thought I've made more progress, so I feel a little discouraged right now.
Losing less than half of what Dr. Now asked him to is proof that he didn't really stick to the diet plan. If you're trying to be positive, I suppose he could say he didn't gain any more weight, but it's not close enough to what Dr. Now needed. And if Michael doesn't start losing more weight, it'll take him years to get below his goal of £200. And the reality is, he probably doesn't have that long left to live. And as you'd expect, Dr. Now is less than impressed.
I expected you to lose 50 pounds. And you lost 16. Your lack of progress shows me that you aren't really getting this. And you still think that someone else is going to do all the work for you. Michael first weighed in at 635 pounds. And to maintain that weight and continue to gain, he had to be eating close to 10,000 calories a day. If he dropped to 1,200 calories like he's supposed to, he would have easily lost the 50 pounds he needed. So as far as I'm concerned, this is very little progress for last month. And he needs a wake-up call because he's clearly trying to fool himself and trying to fool me.
As Dr. Now just isn't really seeing any motivation from Michael, he gives him a final chance to lose £100 in 2 months. Otherwise, he won't be able to stay in the program any longer, and Michael will have moved his entire family halfway across the country for nothing. It's also hard to expect Ronnie not to give in to Michael. I don't think she's a classic enabler because she just really doesn't want to feed him. But when he makes her life hell when he wants something and she doesn't give it to him, it's just easier to give in. As Ronnie doesn't want to keep running around after him, she flat out says that she won't be making Michael a single piece of food anymore. Michael's obviously annoyed, but it forces him to get up more, increasing his mobility, which is obviously only a good thing. And then, if Michael doesn't lose any weight this time around, he'll only have himself to blame. As the months roll by, it seems like Ronnie's tough love really did the trick as Michael loses 84 pounds. It's not quite the £100 that Doc Now asked, but it's a step in the right direction.
I've worked hard And I'm praying it paid off this time.
535.
535 wasn't the number I wanted to see, but it's better than gaining weight.
And it was enough weight loss for Dr. Now to even approve him for weight loss surgery.
84 pounds is enough to show me that he's making the changes he needs and he's sticking to the diet now. So I think he's in a situation that gives him a greater likelihood of long-term success. I think weight loss surgery is going to help you tremendously. But remember, this surgery is not the total answer. There is still a lot we need to do and work through to get you your target weight and stay there.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Any questions?
No.
Michael undergoes the weight loss surgery 2 weeks later, having 80% of his stomach removed. The side effects are strange for Michael, as for the first time in his life, he doesn't really feel hungry.
I know it's going to be better in the long run. But right now, I hate this feeling. There's never been a point in my life where I've not wanted food. And right now, I have no desire to eat. So I don't know how to describe the feeling right now. But it's not a good one.
I would describe not feeling hungry as a positive rather than a negative in Michael's position. This is literally what he wanted, and it's the point of the surgery. If he no longer feels hungry, the cravings won't be there, and he'll be able to lose more weight and faster. As he recovers from surgery, Michael only really eats jelly and soft food, as he can't eat more than a few spoonfuls of anything without throwing up, since his stomach has shrunk that much. In 2 months post-surgery, Michael drops into 64 pounds, making his total weight loss 177 pounds. His next goal is to keep losing 50 pounds a month until he drops around 250 pounds, and then he can get skin removal surgery.
Michael is staying on track and making good progress. Right now, he's in honeymoon period after weight loss surgery, and no matter what, he's going to lose weight from his bypass. But very soon, those emotional issues that drove him to eat in the past are going to come back up and things are going to get difficult. At that point, we'll need to address them immediately so that he doesn't go back to his old habits, push his body to overeat, and undo the effect of surgery. Keep up the good work, and you should continue to lose weight.
All right, cool.
Although Michael's progress is good, it's rare that stars can maintain the losses without slipping back into their old habits again. Michael needs to focus on the psychological reasons behind his overeating to make sure that he understands the reasons why he overeats to prevent it happening in the future. But with this weight loss, when things are supposed to be on the up for Michael and his family, his angry behaviour and short temper start to make an appearance again. When the family go out for a meal for the first time since surgery, Michael is totally irritated and makes everybody completely uncomfortable.
I look like it. Oh.
Just try to be okay for now, babe.
Yeah, it's just the table's dirty. I'm already getting irritated, so I'm trying to chill out a little bit.
Why are you getting irritated?
Because the table's dirty, I feel like you get them nasty could have been sent somewhere else that's nicer, cleaner.
Hey, how are we doing today?
All right.
My name's Dana. I'll be taking care of you today.
It honestly seems like Michael enjoys flipping out on his family. He blames Ronnie for picking a table that was dirty. Either ask for it to be cleaned or just move to a different one. It really isn't that big of a deal, and it's not Ronnie's fault. Ronnie has to talk to him like a child to get him to calm down too, and it's just honestly embarrassing.
I thought surgery would help him out, but it don't make no difference because Michael is completely the same. What's changed is just his physical appearance, not his behavior or anything like that. I'm just trying to calm him down is so much of a headache and so much of a hassle that it just tires me out. It's extremely embarrassing and extremely hard to deal with. You just need to chill out, babe.
I'm trying. It's just hard.
You need to take a walk. Go take a walk. Go do what you gotta do. Just chill out. Seriously, please. Thank you.
It's difficult for me to see my family eat the food I love.
As Michael's anger issues are too much to bear, Ronnie suggests that they go to a therapist recommended by Dr. Now. When Ronnie reveals just how much Michael's outbursts affect her, it's really sad to see.
Ronnie, what's it like for you to be an adult person and be yelled at in your own home?
Oh, it's awful. I didn't want to cry, but it's just messed up because I don't like to be yelled at. You know, his anger issues have gotten really bad to where the kids and I were just kind of like, we just can't think for ourselves. We can't make decisions for ourselves.
And we try to talk about certain things and try to get to a better place.
Yeah, things don't get solved though. We could sit there and talk about it till we're like blue in the face, you know?
But there's no resolution.
But there's no resolution.
And that leaves you feeling what?
Like empty and, you know, like feeling like, oh, then why did we even talk about anything?
Michael completely controls the house with his anger, making everyone walk on eggshells around him. It's not just the weight that Michael has to lose to change his life, but honestly his entire attitude too. He decides to put effort into things that let him release his anger in a more healthy way, like doing taekwondo with his son. The extra exercise also helps Michael to drop more weight, as by month 10 he's lost over 200 pounds, bringing his weight down to 398 pounds. And by the end of the first episode, he's even gotten a new job as a taxi driver to earn some extra cash to put towards his skin removal surgery. And even his clothes are getting too big for him at this point.
Some of my clothes aren't fitting. This shirt is what I was wearing when I first started. Everything is big. Oh, the person could fit in here. I've been losing around 20 pounds for the past few months, which is good, but to hit my goal by the next doctor's visit, I have to lose 26 pounds in a month. So I'm going to work really hard to do that. I'm staying active and I'm sticking to my diet, but I've also been working with Ronnie, doing what the therapist told us to do to help with my anger issues.
As Michael drops another 50 pounds, he's finally approved for skin removal surgery. Something that's actually quite a rare event on the show, as most stars don't even lose enough weight to get the surgery, never mind skin removal. So by the end of the episode, Michael's story seems like a success. He's lost almost 300 pounds and is well on his way to completing the program. But Michael's anger issues are still a major issue for the family. And unfortunately, Michael's Where Are They Now episode is where things start to get really interesting. As a year after the start of filming, Michael is below 300 pounds, but his weight loss is gradually stalling. Instead of losing 40 pounds in a month, he only loses 11. With his progress slowing, Dr. Now wants to know why.
All right, Michael. You are 337 today, with a total weight loss of only 11 pounds over the last 2 months instead of 40.
Mm-hmm.
So 1/4 of what you're supposed to lose after gastric bypass. So what's going on with your eating habit?
It's coming and going, but, I'm still losing weight, so.
I wouldn't call what you've done weight loss. I call that ready to start gaining back where you were 600 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So that little weight loss is very alarming. And you give me this attitude like nothing's wrong. So what's going on?
Sometimes I eat to where I feel sick, and I think I'm eating too much sometimes. I still have the mindset of my stomach's big.
So you know you're overeating, and you're also telling me that you diagnosed a psychological issue behind your eating? So I'm guessing that's why you're missing your psychotherapy appointments. So we seem to have a situation with you where you're starting to go off the rail and where you're about to start gaining again.
Things only get worse for Michael as 2 months later, his bad habits are back in full force and he gains another 9 pounds.
But Michael hasn't been doing as much.
Mr. and Mrs. Dominguez?
He hasn't gone to therapy like Dr. Now wanted. So I'm concerned about the effect that that's going to have on his progress. But if he got back on track, then he should have lost 40 pounds to get under 297.
Even though it's not the number that Dr. Now's going to want to see, I'm happy where I'm at, and it is what it is.
Honestly, what on earth could Michael mean when he says he's happy where he's at? He's literally done the exact opposite of what was asked for him, gaining weight instead of losing it. And if he continues like this, he's going to be back in the same position where he started. He's going in the opposite direction and seems happy with it. It's completely ironic, considering the last time he saw Dr. Now, he was saying how motivated he was. Dr. Now is furious with Michael and tells him not to come back unless he starts going back to therapy again.
It's very disappointing to see Michael continue down the path he's on. And he is at a very dangerous place right now. But the only thing that will change that is if he goes to psychotherapy, because all his anger is still there below the surface. And if he doesn't deal with it, the whole situation is going to get worse.
At the same time, while Michael is falling off his weight loss surgery, Ronnie is starting her own. As Michael gains, she loses, with the goal of qualifying for weight loss surgery. But Michael doesn't make Ronnie's goal easy, as he blocks her at every opportunity and tries to bring her down. And it's obvious that he has given up and wants to bring Ronnie down with him. But despite this, Ronnie stays strong and continues to lose weight on her own and does end up getting weight loss surgery. having about 80% of her stomach removed. At this point, Ronnie is pretty much the star of the episode, as Michael isn't even trying anymore.
Hopefully, this will help Michael to stick with the diet.
Yeah.
Because I don't see he's losing much weight.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with his eating.
Our times, like when he works, like I work early mornings and he works late at night. So, I mean.
So you don't know what's going on with him? Yeah. So this maybe help him to lose weight as well.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But things only get worse as Michael erupts at Ronnie a few weeks after the surgery and they end up having a huge fight.
And a lot has happened since my last appointment with him. Michael and I had a fight a few nights ago where he was completely out of control. He got mad at me and slammed my finger in the door, and my finger actually got injured. It was bad, and I had to get a lot of stitches. But Michael and I have separated because I'm done dealing with his issues. So it's just a scary time for me with a lot of unknowns.
When Dr. Now asks what happened to her finger at her follow-up appointment, where she's lost over 100 pounds by now, Ronnie struggles to tell the story without breaking down in tears.
But Michael isn't here, so I'm guessing he's not sticking with things anymore. So that's not a good sign. And what's up with that finger?
Okay. I don't know if you know this, but like Michael, through the 9 years that we were together, he was verbally and mentally and emotionally abusive to me and to the kids. And Friday, we got into a big argument and he went to the restroom and he was like yelling, calling me names and everything. I pushed open the door and he slammed the door so hard that I lost a finger.
That's a lot of emotion and physical trauma, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, we're no longer obviously together. He's not at the house.
Are you staying strong and
I'm trying
positive?
I'm trying to, but it's just me and the kids now. And
So how they are dealing with that issue too?
they're not dealing really good, but they don't really show it as much as I do because I feel bad, because I put them through this when I should have left a long time ago.
Well, I'm very sorry that happened and that all of you are dealing with this. Michael has been refusing psychotherapy for his anger issues, and it seems he's continuing on a self-destructive path that is not going to end well for him.
Yeah, you probably won't see Mike anymore.
I agree with that. And so he's done with the weight loss program.
Okay.
And the focus now is on getting you to where you need.
Okay.
But Michael didn't just trap her finger in the door. He literally broke part of it off to the bone, so Ronnie is now literally missing half of her finger. It's difficult to imagine the force needed to slam a door so hard to break someone's finger, you literally cut half of it off. Michael's anger issues are so severe that I literally don't know how he'll ever overcome them. And obviously, this is horrific abuse. And I feel terrible for Ronnie that just had to go through this, especially with her kids witnessing it as well.
I had to be rushed to the trauma center in Beaumont.
Mm-hmm.
And they couldn't save it.
Mm-hmm.
It had completely broken off on the door, my bone and everything. So I have trouble right now because I can't change the bandage because the bandage is stuck to my finger and I can't get it off.
Okay.
It just hurts.
We'll take care of it. All right, let me get some stuff and check your bandages, okay?
Okay.
Dr. Now also wants to help. He offers to mend the bandages on Ronnie's finger, even when he has literally nothing to do with the weight loss program. He's genuinely such a kind-hearted person and feels a huge amount of sympathy for Ronnie's situation. Ronnie's lost about a quarter of her finger and is so traumatized that she can't even look at it.
It's just that part that's stuck.
So now, yes.
It's not gonna burn?
No. Okay.
I don't want to look at it.
Yeah, this part, just put some ointment on it and soak it will come off. This is non-sticking gauze on it.
Okay.
And keep it elevated so one gets swelling. Keep exercising it.
Okay.
And if you have a problem, call. but I think you're gonna manage okay.
Yeah, I think so too.
While the Where Are They Now episode concludes with Ronnie moving out of their home in Texas and back to Arizona and claim that she'll be divorcing Michael, according to a 2019 source, the couple are still married, getting back together after their split. Despite this, they do look like they've continued their weight loss together, and we can only hope that Michael's anger issues have gotten better and that he's seeing a therapist, literally just for Ronnie's sake. There's no recent posts from either of them, but I do hope Ronnie eventually decides to leave Michael, as she does not deserve to be with someone who literally chopped off half of her finger in a fit of rage. After sacrificing everything for her husband to allow him to eat himself to over 600 pounds, only to have him abuse her, accuse her of cheating and push Dr. Now, Lee might just be the most awful husband ever in my 600 pound life. What starts with initial hope and some optimism for losing weight quickly unravels into a psychological nightmare. In an unusual episode of My 600 Pound Life, the show follows the story of a couple, Lee and Renee, who are both on a weight loss journey together. With weights unknown due to exceeding the limits of the scale, they don't have any idea of the effect that years of overeating has done to the body.
It's torture every day. And my body is so bad now that I'm even having trouble breathing. But I can't even take the time to worry about myself. Because my boyfriend can't do anything for himself anymore.
Renee, despite her huge size and issues with her breathing, takes on the majority of the care of both herself and her boyfriend Lee.
Alright.
So I have to help him before I can take care of myself.
Just living life is a struggle daily. So there's many days that I don't get out of bed because of the pain. And I hate what I'm doing to Renee.
The smallest tasks, like walking to the bathroom, are extremely painful for Lee, as he's carrying at least an extra 400 pounds around with him.
I need your help. I'm shaking really bad. And when I try and take a shower, it's pretty much a full day job because it just wears me out. We're all back here. And I'm just ready to be done. After even a few minutes trying to sit there, I just can't handle it for long. I'll lay down.
Showering, something everyone does at least once a day, I hope, is extremely challenging for Lee, and he needs Renee to wash him because he simply doesn't have the stamina to do it. Holding his arms in the air would probably feel like holding 100 pounds in the air, which isn't an easy thing to do. One thing about being this size that is especially important is that these individuals need a lot of personal care, definitely more than most. Bathing isn't as simple as washing the body with soap. For Lee and Renee, they have so much excess skin because of their weight that their skin needs to be lifted up and scrubbed to make sure that it hasn't broken and became infected. And infections are extremely common in these super morbidly obese people, mostly due to the fact that keeping clean is such a struggle. Not only are they common, they're also extremely dangerous for them, as they have weakened immune systems, meaning that it'll take much longer to recover from them. As Renee takes care of Lee, she finds little time to be able to take care of herself too.
So once I finish with Lee, then I can finally take care of myself. But by the time I'm done, I am very exhausted. I am hurting, shaking, can't breathe. And then when I stand up, my skin apron hangs so far down that it pulls on my back and it pulls on my shoulders. It's miserable. I miss being able to feel like a woman. Now I feel like I'm a sideshow. I consider it being a living hell being in this body. And I hate the imprisonment of the weight. But I know the life I have now was set in motion a long time ago.
Now for the couple, weight has always been an issue. They've always had food addictions, and starting a relationship just made everything even worse. Lee and Renee felt like they could be their true selves in front of each other, instead of being embarrassed or ashamed by their eating habits. For Renee, she struggled with food since being a child. Her mother suffered from a severe psychotic disorder, often hallucinating in front of her, causing deep emotional distress. Renee turned to food as a way to cope, eating huge portions and eating sweet snacks behind closed doors. Overeating isn't something you can hide for very long though, as the evidence starts to show pretty soon. By the time Renee was 15 years old, she weighed nearly 300 pounds. Things escalated dramatically when Renee's mother packed her bags and left the family home in secret one day, with Renee coming home from school to find that her mother had abandoned her. She struggled deeply with this, tormented by the knowledge that her mother didn't want her anymore. This awful situation sent Renee spiraling, as she kept eating and she was over 400 pounds by the time she was 18. Not only did Renee indulge in food as a coping mechanism, she also turned to alcohol too. She just wanted to forget all the bad experiences she'd been through, dropping out of school and partying. After a few years of this, Renee got up to 500 pounds. But obviously this couldn't go on forever, especially when Renee's dad had passed away and she knew she didn't have the emotional capacity to deal with his death in a healthy way. Determined to lose the weight, Renee and her brother, who was also 600 pounds, checked themselves into a weight loss clinic to overcome their food addiction. But what started as a step in the right direction quickly turned into a negative one, as this is how Renee met Lee.
And then we were an item at the clinic, but that broke the rules there. So we either had to stop dating or leave.
They would get onto us for holding hands. They would get onto us for showing any kind of emotion or attention to each other. So we just decided we wanted to be together. We wanted a relationship.
We loved each other, and we've stayed together over the past 11 years since leaving the clinic. But being together, with both of us struggling with food, has not been a good thing because we've just been gaining, and each day our health is only getting worse. It's embarrassing that we can't even take care of ourselves anymore.
Watching how the couple lives, it's easy to understand how they got to their size. For the last 11 years, Renee has been doing most of the cooking, cleaning, and general caretaking of both herself and Lee. But in the last couple of years, she has significantly deteriorated and can no longer do these tasks. This meant that Lee's sister, Cassie, had to take over this role, coming over every day to cook and clean for them. But the meals she makes aren't exactly the healthiest. Now, it can be difficult to think of meals to make when you try and lose weight, as you want something that's going to be low in calories but tastes good too. And that's why I created the Fat Loss Kitchen newsletter, a weekly free subscription where I work with a chef and weight loss enthusiast to come up with high protein, low calorie meals for anyone who wants to kickstart their weight loss journey. And not only have we got a free newsletter, but we've also just released our brand new cookbook, which comes in the form of a digital ebook. There's over 40 high quality recipes on there that have been handmade specifically for this book, and you can take it anywhere you want with your phone. If you use code Craig, you'll be able to get 15% off, and the link is in the description if you want to sign up to the newsletter or check out our cookbook. Thank you so much for the support, and let's get back into the video. Now back to Cassie. The breakfast she prepares for them looks like it could feed a family of 5.
And I know Casey doesn't want us to eat like we do, but she also knows if she doesn't make what we want, then we're really going to get upset.
Gain more and more weight, but I feel like it's out of my control. It's their decision.
Thank you, Casey.
You're welcome.
Food is my comfort. When I'm depressed, I eat. When I'm sad, I eat. When I'm happy, I eat. Food is my drug of choice. And for Renee, too. And a lot of times, we won't even be hungry, but we just want to do something. We're done eating.
Just a second.
I know I'm killing myself with how I eat. But what's worse is, it ain't only me now. I know I'm helping kill Renee, so I have to see it happen to the woman I love.
Now, Cassie is in a difficult situation, and to be honest, I do feel for her. Ultimately, she doesn't want to feed them these calorie-filled meals, but she knows that Renee and Lee will get annoyed with her if she doesn't make them. It must be hard for her to struggle with the guilt if she's helping her brother and sister-in-law essentially kill themselves through overeating. Like Renee, Lee has also struggled with his weight since growing up. His childhood was just as traumatic, as his parents separated when he was very young, and he was also abused by one of his siblings. He started eating in secret, getting up in the middle of the night to sneak food when he knew no one would be watching. By the time he was just 10 years old, he weighed over 200 pounds. As he kept getting larger, Lee's father became concerned and was desperate to get him to stop eating, resorting to putting a padlock on the fridge so he couldn't sneak any more food. But this didn't stop him, as he found other ways to sneak food, eventually making it to over 500 pounds by the time he was 18. Lee continued his cycle of overeating for many years, eventually deciding that he needed to change his life and admitted himself into the weight loss clinic where he met Renee. But Renee and Lee meeting each other wasn't the love story you probably think it would be, as leaving the clinic to start their relationship ended up costing them their health and mobility. The pair now struggle to walk short distances and rely fully on their mobility scooters when leaving the house, which they have to transport on a trailer.
It's extremely hard to get both of our chairs loaded up for us, but if I don't, there's no way I could walk through a store now because my legs shake, my legs give out, I can't breathe. It's just too much.
And during their shopping spree at the supermarket, they completely indulge in whatever they want, despite the judging stares of onlooking strangers.
Because when I'm eating, it's almost like feeling an emptiness in my body.
Yeah. How many packs of bacon you want? Couple or?
Yeah. It's like laying down and getting a good massage. Well, we need some mayonnaise. And when it's over, you just want more.
We'll eat everything here, either today or by tomorrow.
Now, I'm sorry, what? They will eat an entire shopping trolley worth of food in less than 2 days? A food shop of that size could easily feed a family of 4 for over 2 weeks. The fact that Renee has no concept of what a regular person eats throughout is a testament of how she was able to gain so much weight in such a short amount of time. This is a common theme with the stars in the show as well, as they have little to no understanding of what it takes to maintain an average diet, like how many calories a meal should contain or how many you should eat in a day. And even if they do know, they just don't care, as the most important factor is just consuming as much food as physically possible. It's clear Lee and Renee know their bad habits are killing them, but they just can't stop. On the way back from the supermarket, the couple's car breaks down on the side of the road. Now, without power, there's no AC, and the pair don't have any idea of how to resolve the situation. Instead of just calling a breakdown recovery, they just sit there and complain.
I have gas and everything else seems fine. So if overheating is not the issue, then I don't know what we're gonna do.
We aren't gonna last much longer in the heat. I'm already feeling really lightheaded. So just hope she gets here soon.
The fact that Renee thinks she won't last much longer because she needs to sit in the heat for a little bit is crazy. She absolutely has no resilience whatsoever and can't look to herself to solve a problem. It also demonstrates just how much their weight limits their life.
I know the situation could have turned out much, much worse, and that there's going to be a day where someone isn't going to be able to come and help us. So I know that we just can't keep living like this, and that time is running out for us.
If Lee's sister had come to help them, they'd probably still be there today. They can only walk a few feet at a time, so would have had to stay close to the vehicle. They seriously need to change their life around because they can't keep having to rely on their family to come and save them. Despite this, the couple continue to indulge in whatever they want, even though time is running out.
I can feel myself going downhill. I can tell that things are getting bad, and I feel like I'm just waiting to die.
The only option that I can see that we have left is that we go to Houston to see Dr. Now. Because if we don't get help, I will probably just keep getting bigger and bigger until my heart can't take it no more. And I don't want that for me or Renee.
With their health risks only increasing, Lee and Renee decide it's time to see Dr. Now and make plans to travel the 11-hour drive to Houston from their home in Missouri. But before they've even started their road trip, they haven't exactly set off on the right foot.
Gotta have some road snacks. That'll probably get us for about an hour and then we'll stop and get some more.
We've never done a trip like this. And what's scaring me is not just how hard it's going to be to travel this long, but how I'm going to be able to take care of Lee on the road. He can't go to the bathroom himself or do anything. So whatever he needs, I have to do it in the car. So all of this is a lot of uncharted territory for us. And it's scary.
The fact that the couple is starting their weight loss journey with bags and bags of snacks is pretty disappointing, but not exactly shocking. We wouldn't really expect anything different from them. And even just a few minutes into the journey, they stop at a drive-thru.
Let's stop and get some food, baby. I'm starving. I need 3 chicken strip sandwiches. A number 1 with the bacon, but I want mayonnaise and smoked sauce on it. And we need to order cheese sticks, too.
All right, anything else for you?
Nope.
Okay, it's going to be 4401.
One of my goals since I've been with Renee is to make our relationship official and marry her. All right, let's go find a place to park. But I didn't want to do it till I could get down on one knee.
There's your drink.
Thank you. I've dreamed of that future, but now I am so afraid that I am not going to live long enough to marry the woman that I love and that I no longer even have a future unless someone can save me from myself.
Aside from ordering enough food for 4 people, it's really annoyed me that Lee doesn't even have the courtesy to say please and thank you to the server, and he's just really starting to show his selfish side, which we'll see more of very soon. His selfish side really comes to the forefront when we see the absolute lengths that Renee has to go through to care for him.
I hope we find a town soon. I just gotta pee real bad. I drank that big old drink. Think you can stick that urinal down my britches and help me pee? We may have to hit a dirt road or something if we don't find something soon. We've only been on the road for a few hours, and it's already starting to get tough. And when you're a person of my size, you have to do what you have to do. But there's no way I could even think about walking into a store and peeing. I'm gonna pull over here where we're out of everybody's line of vision, so we just have to figure it out.
Lee making Renee help him urinate is honestly appalling. And it's so unfair that he's gotten to this size and is absolutely fine with letting her take care of him this way. Although Renee is obviously overweight too, she's definitely more mobile than Lee, so naturally she is the one where this workload falls onto. Plus, Lee's friend is also going with them on their road trip to ensure that if anything goes wrong, he can be there to help. But he's also in the car while this is going on, while Renee is holding the portable urinal for Lee, and it's honestly pretty disgusting, and I don't even want to think about what the car smelled like during that. The road trip continues, but after over 8 hours of driving, Lee was in so much pain they had to pull over to a hotel and stay the night. This caused them to fall behind on their schedule, meaning that they now have to drive straight to Dr. Now's hospital without any stops to ensure they get to their appointment on time. And despite this, they do make it, with literal minutes to spare. And now comes the time we've all been waiting for, when Lee and Renee finally step on the scales and we see just how much they weigh, and they are in for a complete shock. Renee hits the scales first at 549 pounds, and it's much higher than we're expecting. I would consider myself a My 600 Pound Life expert at this point, given all the episodes I've watched. And this is pretty spot on for what I would have guessed Renee's weight was. Being somewhat mobile definitely puts you below the 600 pound mark. And that definitely rings true for Lee, as he is over 150 pounds heavier than his girlfriend at 714 pounds.
I can tell Renee isn't too happy about her weight, but I'm worried that mine's going to be much more of a shock. I'm just hoping I'm still in the 600 range.
714.
Oh my God, really? Really heartbreaking to realize that my weight had gotten so out of control. I just hope Dr. Now's going to be able to help us change this and get our lives back.
Guess I'll see y'all later. I'm right here waiting for y'all.
Learning how much they both weigh has actually been a huge wake-up call for them, as there's no hiding how they got there, and no way they can talk themselves out of the situation, especially when Dr. Now lays the situation out in front of them and they have nowhere to hide.
All right, Lee, you are 714 pounds, and Renee, you are 549 pounds. And you both have significant health issues as a result of your weight. Renee, you're diabetic and you're taking enormous amount of insulin.
Yes.
The same seems to be the case for Lee too. And I see you're on oxygen. So you're no longer able to breathe on your own because of your weight. And Lee, you have high blood pressure, you have sleep apnea, you have gout, you have acid reflux, high cholesterol, depression. There's no way your body is going to be able to sustain your weight for much longer at all. You need to fully understand how close to death you are right now, and that you too are in a very bad place.
Dr. Now gives them strict instructions on what they need to do to qualify for weight loss surgery, using his new diet plan that he prescribes for them. For Renee, she needs to lose 75 pounds. For Lee, he needs to lose 150 pounds, which they both have to do within 2 months. When the couple return home to Missouri, they feel as though they started a new life, as they have always revolved 24/7 around eating food. Now, they finally have a goal to work towards, and have tried to start moving around more and more each day.
So Renee and me started playing video games that require us to get active. Honest. At first, I could only do it for a few minutes, but now we're playing whole games and getting competitive.
Yes.
But by this time next month, I hope to be able to get up and get around the house a little bit for my exercise.
And the score is 163 to 124. I beat you.
How about a rematch?
All right.
Love you.
You.
But the hard part has been cutting back our diet.
It's kind of crazy that Wii bowling is considered exercise. I'm not even sure if real life bowling is considered exercise, but they have to start somewhere. Moving a bit more is the easy part. The hard part is resisting the cravings. And for Lee, this is going to be especially hard, given his anger issues around not getting what he wants.
My biggest fear was when Lee gets cravings, then he doesn't get what he wants. He can get very angry, but he hasn't been doing that.
I think we've done really good.
And that's been a huge relief because I feel like we're in this together.
I've got a feeling if he cooked some meals from the Fat Loss Kitchen cookbook, he would be a lot fuller for a lot longer. The couple struggle mostly with their portion control, as their meal sizes in their diet plan are so much smaller than what they used to be. but they stay motivated and committed to each other with the same goal. And the trip to see Dr. Now will tell all about if they've been able to properly stick to the plan and succeed in their weight loss goals. When Renee steps on the scales, it's quite anticlimactic as she loses a little more than half of what Dr. Now asked for, bringing her weight down to 507 pounds. And Lee, although not what Dr. Now asked, he did lose 95 pounds, and it's definitely a great step in the right direction, just unfortunately not as fast as Dr. Now would have liked. It's definitely clear they would have been overeating at some points throughout their 2 months at home.
So I'm encouraged by your progress, but it's too little of weight loss to bring the risk factor for surgery to an acceptable level. So you both are still not ready for any kind of weight loss surgery. But with the progress that you've made, you should notice some difference in how you're feeling and in your mobility. Are you both feeling any better?
No, I have a lot of pain.
What's going on?
Lee and Renee are disappointed they can't get the surgery, but Lee uses this as an opportunity to speak to Dr. Now about his health concerns, as he's been experiencing quite a lot of pain.
My stomach, but right here, through to my side and back, it's just really painful.
How bad is the pain?
Anytime I move or walk or strain, it pulls and just really burns and hurts, and it just kills me. I can't get any relief.
Why didn't you call me about this?
I figured I'd see you.
So you let it get worse until it's causing you severe pain now, and this may be an emergency issue. One little thing can kill you. So right now, I want to admit you to hospital immediately to do an endoscopy to figure out what's going on.
Lee is immediately admitted to hospital for an investigation into this sharp pain.
I'm just praying that everything's going to be all right.
I can't do this without him, so he has to be okay. I just can't lose him.
We can only put Lee under very briefly because he would not survive long-term sedation. And our options are limited if there are any significant health issues with Lee right now.
After Dr. Now completes the endoscopy, he identifies that Lee has gallstones, but fortunately they're not too advanced to the point where he would get an infection. Dr. Now uses this opportunity to stress that their obesity is affecting their life dramatically, and they really need to change. On the face of it, they are completely on the same page as Dr. Now, and are so committed to the treatment that they made the difficult decision to relocate to Houston so that they can be closer to the doctor and not have to travel the 11+ hours each month to their appointments.
Moving to Houston is the first big step in our journey to change our lives. And me and Renee are sticking to our diet and exercise exactly like we're supposed to, including our portion sizes. I am going to keep losing weight until Dr. Now says you are approved for the surgery, no matter how long it takes, because I want to live a longer life. Renee has lost her whole family, and I don't want to lose me too.
We know even more this time how important it is to do this. And I'm not letting Lee get in a situation like he was again. I want both of us to get surgery, but I definitely want him to get approved because I feel he has less time than me. But I know I don't have much longer either because I can feel how sick and run down I'm getting. So no matter what, we can't fail at this.
Now, moving on a month, Lee and Renee are back at Dr. Now's clinic for the weigh-in, and they have pretty good results. Renee smashes her target by an extra few pounds, getting down to 476 pounds. Lee is in a similar situation, getting down to 572 pounds. Now the couple are only about 100 pounds different in weight. Dr. Now is really pleased with their progress and approves them for surgery.
We ran some tests to make sure there are no issues, but you've both done well, and I'm proud of you.
Yep.
And I bet you both already feeling better with all that weight off of you.
But it's not all good news, as Renee shares some scary health concerns.
I got some kind of pain in my chest, and it feels like somebody's just pulling my chest apart. And then I started coughing stuff up yesterday, and it started out being clear. And then last night, it started having a little bit of bloody show in it. And when I started seeing the blood, I really got worried.
All right. Let me shake it.
After Dr. Now examines Renee and sends her for an x-ray, he has some disappointing news to tell her.
Just look at your chest x-ray. You do have a pneumonia in the right lung. So we need to send you to the hospital, okay? We need to start treating you for this immediately so that your condition doesn't start to deteriorate any further. And you need to be separated and quarantined from Lee because he can't afford to get sick right now at all. Okay?
All right.
Renee, I'll see you in the hospital, okay?
All right, thank you.
Over the next week, Renee recovers in the hospital from her pneumonia while quarantined away from Lee, who continues to stay at home until Renee is no longer contagious.
It's just hard being away from Lee. Since I've known him, we really haven't spent any time apart. So this is all so much harder than I ever thought it would be. And until you get surgery, you don't know if any of it's going to pay off. So hopefully after Lee has his surgery, I'll be able to get mine, and we can both start the life we've dreamed of for so long.
After about a month in hospital, Renee is well enough to return home. So, Dr. Now admits Lee for surgery at the same time, so Renee is able to help him recover. Lee's surgery goes really well, and Dr. Now removes his gallbladder at the same time, so he doesn't have to suffer from his gallstones any longer. The plan is, when Lee is well enough and recovered after his surgery, Renee will be booked in so that Lee can take care of her life as she takes care of him. And then, once they've both had their surgeries, they can continue their weight loss journeys together. This works really well for Renee, as Lee is finally in a position to start doing more things himself rather than relying on her. The quicker he can look after himself, the quicker Renee will be able to have surgery.
So I've been making him start to do things for himself for the first time in a long while, because I'm intent on getting my surgery now. So he's actually going to have to take care of me. And he has no choice about it. But I know it's been hard for Lee to try to clean himself and use the bathroom on his own.
You're getting water everywhere.
What I'm worried about is how he's falling back into his old eating habits. Now that Lee's had surgery, it's like he's stopped trying to stick to the diet. And that's worrying me. I can't figure out why he's doing this now. And his temper has been coming back when he's craving something.
I know Renee hasn't been too happy when I make poor food choices, but now that I had the surgery, I thought it would take away all the cravings for the food that I shouldn't eat. But it hasn't. So I need her to let up a little and to get off my back, because this isn't easy.
Really start doing the best we can and not just say that.
One mistake too many stars of the show make is that they think the weight loss surgery is literally magic and will take away their cravings overnight. They do forget that it still requires work and resilience to not give in to the food they want and to stick to their diet plan. Not to mention, the risk of eating large volumes of food creates a lot of stress on the stomach and can actually reverse the surgery altogether. This is especially frustrating for Renee, as she still hasn't been able to have her own surgery because she's been too busy taking care of Lee, when he can't even stick to the weight loss plan himself.
Not having my norm.
I went through that too. That's what you don't understand. Will you admit that we're not doing as well here as we should do?
We are.
But I'm not talking about just eating.
I know. No, we're not.
I'm talking about everything. Because things have been harder between me and Lee. And it's starting to feel like all we do is fight. He's still been overeating and doing things he shouldn't. And he's even starting to tell me that I shouldn't get surgery, and I don't know why. We missed our last appointment with Dr. Now because Lee didn't want to go because he knows he's overeating. But it was completely selfish of him because it's my turn to get weight loss surgery. Things are even worse than ever. Every morning you start a fight.
I don't understand why you can't back off. You just keep pushing my buttons.
Lee and Renee's relationship has surprisingly taken a turn for the worse after Lee's surgery instead of getting better. It almost seems like Lee regrets getting the surgery at all and wants to go back to his old habits, dragging Renee down with him.
Only time you are ever nice to me or talk to me like a human is when you need or want something.
Yeah. What do I do the rest
You call
of the
me
time?
a F and B or a C.
When you start calling me names.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Last night you said there.
You call me a liar more than you call me Lee. Everything that goes wrong, you take out on me.
No, I don't.
Constantly take out on me.
I am not physical with you.
No, you drive me there.
There is nothing to drive a person to physical abuse.
You constantly put me down, tell me I'm low.
I tell you that?
Yeah.
Will you tell me on a daily basis how worthless I am?
And in the middle of an explosive argument, Lee dropped the ultimate bombshell.
You have lots of problems. You have an anger problem. You have a violent problem. Your head has a problem.
Doesn't matter anymore. It ain't gonna work. I do not desire to be with you. We are never, ever going to see eye to eye, no matter what.
Been with him 11 years and he had never been violent. It's like he's just changed into this person that's so mean and so hateful.
Our lives are changing. We become two different people. I'm not the man that's stuck in the bed no more that she takes care of. Now I want to be my own person. And personally, I don't want David here. I've told him to leave so many times because he stands up for her. They take up for each other. Sometimes I wonder if something's going on. I don't know. That's a lot of our problem too.
Lee has turned into a domestic abuser pretty much overnight, with Renee sharing that he does hurt her physically, and even turning to psychological abuse by accusing Renee of having an affair with his friend. Lee's attitude towards Renee is totally uncalled for, especially as she's given up her entire life to look after him. Although Lee is bigger than Renee and carries more risk, Renee has a lot more health issues, literally recovering from pneumonia in hospital by herself. This isn't even to mention the fact that she's delayed her own surgery, waiting for Lee to be in a healthy position to take care of her. Lee has completely prioritised his own needs over Renee's, seeming to not want her anymore when he doesn't need to be taken care of. He even goes as far as to accuse Renee of wanting him to stay bedbound so she can look after him, which is the complete opposite of what she wants. Despite missing their last appointment with Dr. Now, Renee encourages Lee to attend the next one, so they both go in for another weigh-in together. And as you'd expect, Lee's eating habits haven't been the best. So, in the past month, he's only lost 9 pounds, nowhere near the 30-pound loss Dr. Now asked him to lose. Now, Renee, on the other hand, her weight loss has been absolutely incredible.
I'd already hit my weight loss goal, but Dr. Now told me that I've had to keep making progress. I was down to 476 at our last appointment. I'm hoping to have lost 20 to 30 pounds and be around 450.
Awesome. Oh, wow.
Now that I am recovered from the pneumonia.
Losing an extra 20 pounds than she was supposed to is really an amazing achievement for Renee, and I'm actually really proud of her. Not only has she done it all by herself, but she's lost the weight in spite of Lee's negative and abusive behaviour, and she hasn't indulged in the snacks that Lee has been having when they're supposed to be dieting. And what does Lee have to say to Renee for her amazing achievement? Absolutely nothing, other than a sarcastic wow. This really proves that Renee has totally outgrown Lee and is better off on her own. And in my opinion, the sooner that she leaves him, the better. But Dr. Now doesn't have the time of day for Lee and his excuses.
Okay, you just had your bypass about 2 months ago. And when you left the hospital, you were down to 546. So you lost only 9 pounds since then. But Renee has lost almost 50 pounds at the same time. And she hasn't even had her bypass yet. What in the world is going on with you?
I guess I'm eating the wrong things.
You think it's funny? You have a gastric bypass.
I had a gastric bypass,
to
yes.
lose weight.
To lose weight.
And you're not losing weight.
I don't eat a third what I ate
just
before I
answer
had
the
that
question,
surgery.
okay? Then
You're
we're not
asking
talking
me
about
questions that I don't understand no more than you understand.
What are you talking about? You're choosing to eat and you think it's okay?
No, I don't think it's okay at all.
So what is going on?
I guess I'm not eating the right things. I mean,
we gave you the instruction that you need to follow, and you're not following. You play your cards right until you got the surgery, and now you're playing this kind of game, and you think that's okay? How in the
I
world
don't see
somebody?
how I'm playing any game. I throw up constantly. I eat what I can keep down.
That's how it works. You throw up constantly because the surgery forces you to when you overeat now.
I think my problem is I'm holding a lot of fluid. I can't hardly pee.
Really?
I don't know what. I mean, you.
What do you mean you don't know? And you think that you're not eating and you're getting.
I don't want to get malnourished either.
Do you look like you're malnourished? You're overeating, and whatever you're overeating, you're throwing up. It means the surgery is working to hold you back when you make bad choices. And it's the only reason that you didn't gain 100 pounds these past 2 months.
Do you not want me to eat at all?
You know that's not what I'm saying at all.
Lee is absolutely filled with excuses too, none of which we haven't seen before. The all too common excuse that weight is just water weight, and that there must be some other reason why they're not losing weight. Now I don't know why it's so hard for him to accept the reality that he's simply eating too much food, especially when he complains that he's throwing up from eating too much. which is literally because he's overeaten. Lee has been given the gastric sleeve, something he and Renee both wanted desperately, and now he's literally throwing his opportunity away, and he can't handle the truth. This is when things start to get really heated, as Lee storms out of the office, and if you watch my previous video about Dr. Now's angriest moments of my 600-pound life, you'll know what's about to happen next.
So you have to deal with what is driving you to eat. That's the hard part, and you don't want to do it. And you're running from it and self-destructing.
I'm done with this conversation. Go to her.
No, we're gonna finish with you.
No, we're not finishing with me. You're making me mad.
Yeah,
I'm
sit
leaving.
down right there.
You
You
just
sit
let
down right over there.
No,
Lee, sit down.
Okay.
let go of me, Renee.
All right, this is completely unacceptable. Lee's behavior right now is very alarming, but he's starting to realize some of the issues that have been driving him to eat. And if Lee chooses to avoid those issues and run right now, then he's going to continue on the same path that he was, where he's not going to survive another year. Renee, you stayed on track, despite how Lee's behaving, and I'm proud of you for that.
I can't lie, I love the sneaky editing by the team who clip Lee running away from his appointment in his scooter. After Lee storms out, Dr. Now's tone with Renee completely changes, and he is much more sympathetic to her situation.
So you should be ready for weight loss surgery. However, Lee is creating an environment that you can't succeed in long term. No one can do this without support. No one. And if I give you surgery now without addressing what's going on with Lee, I will be setting you up for failure. So I'm going to send you both to therapy, and I want you to convince Lee to go. If he starts to get back on track, I'm confident you have the support you need at home, then I'll approve you for surgery.
Okay.
All right, any other questions?
No.
Okay, I'll see you soon.
The fact that Renee's surgery is dependent on Lee is completely unfair, and I genuinely feel really sorry for her. Her health and future are in his hands, and he really doesn't care. I kind of disagree with Dr. Now's take here though. Surely it would be possible for Renee to have the surgery and recover in hospital. She shouldn't have to depend on Lee to look after her post-surgery, especially as he's proven he doesn't want to, and doesn't really care about their relationship anymore.
And I'm worried I'm going to have to give up on our relationship. Because if Lee wants to mess up his life and his chance, I can't let it destroy mine.
Despite all of this, Lee is still reluctant to admit that Renee completely takes care of him and won't step up and be the supportive partner she needs.
So I'm really upset at her, and I'm not sure talking to a therapist would change any of that.
And I completely agree. Renee is clearly a deeply kind and caring person who's suffered a lot in her life, and she really deserves better than Lee. At their therapy appointment, the therapist clearly sees Lee's abusive tendencies towards Renee and helps him to understand where he's going wrong.
And she's expressing emotions related to how she experiences you. You kind of flare up. So at what point did you all start talking to each other in this way?
We had some pretty good fights.
He became violent.
Physically?
And he is,
Physically violent,
And he has
yeah,
never been
and-
like that.
There's only been a couple instances. It ain't like I hit her every day, but
But Lee, it's important not
you gotta
to
realize what
minimize
she has done to me. You know, the verbal, the, screaming and the...
So it sounds like the two of
I have
you...
never cussed you, called you names
You're
like
not
you do
cussing,
me.
but
You
you're
cuss
bullying me.
me,
No matter
you call
what I
me
say, I'm
names,
wrong.
you constantly are putting me down.
And so let me ask this. When you began this relationship, what'd you expect?
The one main reason I am trying therapy and trying to make this work.
It's so sad to watch Renee try so hard for their relationship, even trying to excuse his physical abuse towards her, because she still sees hope for him. As Lee has never hit her before their weight loss journey, she tries to excuse it for the stress he's been going through. But the truth is, physical abuse can never be excused, and it will always be wrong. Renee deserves so much better than him, and it's completely devastating to watch her crumble while Lee continues to blame her. The therapist also gives a really powerful statement towards the logic behind Lee's domestic abuse, which should hopefully serve as an eye-opener for Renee.
Domestic violence is progressive. If someone yells at you, they'll smack you. If someone smacks you, they'll kick you. If someone kicks you, they'll stomp you. If someone will stomp you, they will kill you. People
We have
die.
been together all this time, and he had never been abusive, ever.
Lee tries to take this into consideration, but I don't know how much I really believe him. I really think this is just who Lee is, a selfish person who takes advantage of others. I don't know if he can change, but I certainly wouldn't bet on it.
And now I know that I need to change. And I'm very sorry for the way I've treated you, Renee. And I'm going to do my best to do better. I love you. Let's just try to work through this.
Over the next few months, Lee and Renee continue to go to therapy and work on their relationship. So, Dr. Now has agreed to move ahead with Renee's surgery. And thankfully, the surgery goes well, but Dr. Now is aware of Renee's home situation and wants to make sure she is safe while recovering at home.
If Lee so much as threatened to hit Renee, then we will have to intervene and to separate them to keep her safe and allow her to recover without any life-threatening incidents. So we'll stand ready just in case things aren't as they seem with Lee, but hopefully it won't come to that.
A month later, Renee is still recovering from surgery, and Lee plans to surprise Renee with some presents for her birthday. But on the way there, he drops quite a shocking revelation.
For 11 years, and we had never had intercourse before, but now it's possible because we've lost 350 pounds together.
I want to marry Renee, and I never thought I'd have the chance to actually do that. So I'm going to keep working to make that reality for both of us.
Imagine being with someone for 10 years and never once being intimate with them. Crazy. But anyway, Lee surprises Renee with a bouquet of flowers for her birthday. This is the first time that Lee has ever went out and bought something for Renee off his own back. And, safe to say, Renee is overjoyed.
Because I feel like we're working together instead of against each other. So I'm really thankful for how things are right now, and for how hard Lee has been trying to improve himself.
Although Renee is really happy with their relationship, I'm still pretty uncomfortable with the fact that she stayed with him, despite the physical and emotional abuse. I don't think people who are capable of this kind of abuse will ever change, so I just hope Renee stays safe. At their last appointment with Dr. Now, things are still going really well.
And that's total weight loss of 273 pounds.
Great.
And Renee, you're down to 306. And that is total weight loss of 243 pounds. That's excellent. A few months ago, I wasn't sure if Lee was going to be able to get back on track and what the effect of that will be on Renee. But they're both doing well. And I'm very optimistic about their long-term progress. So how do you feel, Renee?
I'm very, very blessed to be where I'm at, but I'm not where I want to be yet. I'm going to keep going.
Lee and Renee are both very close to their weight loss goals, with over 500 pounds lost between them. Lee's current weight is 411 pounds, which is a total weight loss of 303 pounds. Renee's current weight is 278 pounds, which is a total weight loss of 271 pounds. Once they're both at their goal weight, Lee is going to propose to Renee, the final step in the start of their new life. The pair have definitely had it hard, especially for Renee, as she spent over 10 years looking after Lee and neglecting herself. But now it seems like Lee is starting to take some ownership. The domestic abuse situation still makes me uncomfortable, as personally, I think she deserves better than him. I did some digging and found that as of last year, Renee's relationship status on Facebook was single. So maybe that means that they've split up for good, and she can meet someone who treats her like she deserves. Now, although Lee and Renee had a problematic relationship, it pales in comparison to the mother-daughter relationship that Margaret had, as she was treated like a complete baby for her entire life, until it almost killed her. From being diagnosed with diabetes at just 3 years old to spending years leading a double life online, which ended up with her being exposed on the TV show Catfish, all while being over 600 pounds. Ashley T's story is one of the most insane I have ever covered on my 600 pound life. Not only is her story absolutely wild, but her attitude towards everybody around her was absolutely disgusting, and her awful behaviour extended to the doctor's office, with her screaming at nurses and calling Dr. Now vile names. Before all that though, her story starts out very similar to other stars, with her body shutting down and her alone in her room.
I have no one, so no matter how hard it is, I do it myself. But it takes me maybe a good 20 to 30 minutes to do it. So I'm into a really bad place to where my size is affecting my life at this point. But I know the problem behind that is my eating. That's why I'm like this. But it's something I've never been able to control in my life because food is my go-to drug. And anytime there's food around me, I can't help myself because I am addicted to food. I can't stop. Food is an addiction. Everybody has their addiction of choice. Mine just so happened to be food.
For Ashley, food is the answer to all of her problems, and there is never a time she doesn't feel hungry.
It's what I use to get me through all my struggles in life. No matter if it's sadness, depression, being bored, being by myself, any of those things will trigger me to go eat so that I make myself feel better. Because when I eat, I feel complete joy. And when I stop and the food is gone, I'm back to that dark hole. So that leads me to constantly want to eat. And it's been that way for me my whole life.
Ashley doesn't just overeat regular meals, she also has an extreme sweet tooth, eating 4 donuts with her already massive breakfast. The fact that Ashley lives alone makes her habit worse because she doesn't have to worry about being judged by her family or a partner, so she can just binge as much as she wants without having to hide it. For other stars, they would eat extra portions in secret, like Maya, who would go to 4 to 5 drive-thrus every day behind her boyfriend's back, claiming she was out running errands when she was actually just ordering massive meals.
I'll go to 2, 3, 4 places, but the first meal is always the most important one because I always get what I'm craving first.
Can I get 2 sausage burritos, a bacon, egg, and cheese, and a sausage muffin with egg? Thank you.
Anyway, back to Ashley. Her eating addiction becomes pretty complicated when we learn that she's actually got type 2 diabetes. Being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes at just 3 years old as a result of being overweight is pretty scary because at that age, Ashley couldn't control what she was eating. By the time she'd started nursery, Ashley was already over 100 pounds. It's honestly incredibly dangerous for Ashley to weigh so much at such a young age, and her parents have really just set her up for failure, failing to teach her good habits practically since birth. And the weight gain just kept on coming, with Ashley gaining yet another 100 pounds by the time she was 7 years old. Eating fast food became a bad habit for Ashley and her mother, and this is pretty much the only way they would spend quality time together. Ashley would start to associate the feeling of comfort from eating with her mother to just eating in general, and start reaching for food when in reality she probably just needed someone to talk to, as her mother wasn't available all the time.
So I got really big and everyone took notice of that. And I tried my best to lose the weight, but it's just, food is like my only friend. Food is my only outlet. Like, food comforted me.
Unfortunately, like many other stars of the show, Ashley was assaulted by a neighbor when she was very young and turned to food even more to cope with the trauma.
And so after that is when I really needed food to try and help me block it out and move on. So my weight gain kept going, and I was slowly approaching 300 pounds by 10 years old. My grandmother was probably the one who tried the hardest to intervene to get my eating under control. And she made sure I wasn't sneaking food.
By the time Ashley started high school, she weighed upwards of 450 pounds. Because of her size, she just started to get bullied by other students, and she just couldn't take it anymore.
And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay in the house. If I stay in the house, they can't talk about me because they can't see me. Some days I wouldn't even go to school. At this time in my life, I became a homebody. I didn't see anyone outside of school when I went, just my mom. She was the only person consistent in my life.
Ashley essentially never left the house, spending a lot of time eating fast food with her mother, but that all changed when her mother had a seizure and after being rushed to hospital, was told that she'd need to move into a nursing home for 24/7 care due to the serious nature of her condition. As expected, this completely devastated Ashley and she struggled to cope with the change.
So I turned to food. My mom's gone, my dad don't give a about me. Let me just eat. But over the next year, the loneliness made me deteriorate. So that's when I started my second addiction, catfishing people a lot.
Yes, you heard that right. My 600 Pound Life isn't the only show Ashley is infamous for being on. She's also a huge star on the MTV show Catfish.
I created these fake profiles on social media and pretend to be someone else. And that led to starting these relationships with people who don't know it's me. And doing that, has become an addiction for me.
Not only was Ashley famous for being on the show, but she's actually noted to be one of the rudest people ever to feature on the program. I've actually found some of the most viral moments from the show, so let's have a look and see who she really is before she meets Dr. Now.
How'd it go getting in?
Good.
Had you been to LA before?
No.
Never been to LA?
I said no.
I thought you were just here to prepare for work.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to you. Okay.
Oh, me then.
Anyway, we figured out that a lot of the profiles that Red has been talking to for the past 6 years are fake. We're assuming you're behind most or all of them. No one else is involved?
No.
Okay, so Shekinah, Tamar.
Me.
Right, I just want to make sure I know all of them. How many? So are there some that we don't even know about?
Well, yeah.
And are you doing this to anybody else?
Of course.
Oh my God.
So Ashley created likely hundreds of different accounts where she would strike up conversations with people pretending to be someone she wasn't. And I can guarantee none of the victims would expect her to be over £600. And it's fair to say she got absolutely roasted in the comment section. She's just jealous because they can breathe standing still. She's insecure about herself, that's why she's acting defensive. But not only does Ashley get caught once on the show, she actually gets caught catfishing again.
Like, why did you do it in the first place? Like, what was you looking for?
Nothing from you.
What the hell?
Well, did you have feelings?
No, like he's a great guy, but he's just got issues.
What you think you got?
No, I'm just saying, like, you're a great guy, you're a great friend. It happened. It was a joke.
How the hell it was a joke? 7 years? Ain't nobody find it funny but you.
I only came here today because I wanted to make amends. I've done this, so can I go now?
No, I think he had a question.
Okay, and I'm not answering him because right now it's gonna get heated between us.
Yeah. Like, I don't even care no more. Like, you selfish. You don't care about nobody but yourself.
He's upset, obviously.
Ashley clearly has no remorse for what she's been doing over the years, and I'd hate to think how many people she's done this to, considering she started catfishing people when she was just 12 years old. Even the fact that she claimed her victim had issues when she's the one lying about who she is and stringing him along for 7 years is completely insane. Ashley's true nature is honestly quite disgusting, and honestly I won't have too much sympathy for her weight loss journey. She's completely rude and heartless, and I don't see how she'll ever get any fans when she goes on My £600 Life, especially when this is her normal dinner time order.
Okay. 12-piece chicken, large macaroni and cheese, large okra, and large mashed potato.
Ashley's life needs to change because she's not just hurting herself, but also the people around her.
And now, I'm 24 years old and my weight is unknown at the moment. It's out of control now. I feel trapped inside my body. I feel trapped inside my house. This is not healthy. And I know I need to change so it doesn't get worse. I need to change everything from my food to my profiles and my catfishing to meet people because of how that's hurting my life and others.
Her last chance to lose the weight and save herself from a premature death is by seeing Dr. Now, who obviously sees patients like Ashley all the time.
But I've tried for years to get help to lose the weight and have a better life. But I found nowhere willing to help me. So I'm down to my last hope of trying to get help from Dr. Now. I made an appointment for next month to go down there and see him. And I'm gonna try to start dieting now to lose as much as I can before I go and show him that I'm ready for surgery now. I have to get weight loss surgery to live, and I'm ready to do whatever it takes of me because I know this is it for me. This is my last chance. After this, if this doesn't work, I'm done. Put a fork in me, I'm done. So I need to get Dr. Now's help and the weight loss surgery. Because at this rate, I'm gonna die without really living. And I can't let that happen.
Funny how Ashley is doing whatever she can to lose the weight before her first appointment, while eating up 40 chicken drumsticks, which obviously isn't a great start. Luckily for Ashley, she already lives in Texas, so the drive to Dr. Now's office is just 3 to 4 hours, which is a decent drive, but when you consider that other patients need to travel for 3 to 4 days, it's not too bad. Ashley's also still able to fit into a car and doesn't have to be piled into the back of a van like some other patients. And so Ashley makes it to Houston in one piece, ready for her first weigh-in.
So I just want to get on the road soon before my mind has a chance to keep racing with fears.
Hey, what's going on, Al? You ready?
Hey, y'all.
Hey. You ready?
Y'all ready for the trip?
Yes. How do you feel?
I'm nervous.
Just, think about the positive, and we're going on this trip to support Ashley. Just hope we have a safe trip and she gets the help that she needs.
I'm helping Ashley because everybody deserves someone that believes when nobody else will believe. What worries me is I know it's a long drive, and once you sit for a while, everything starts to hurt. So we're trying to get Ashley there fast enough and as comfortable as possible because in a way, this is the last chance for Ashley to possibly change the outcome of her life.
We finally made it to Houston, and my anxiety is starting to kick in a lot more now because I'm nervous about meeting Dr. Nazardin. I have a million thoughts why he wouldn't want to work with me, and if he doesn't take me on as a patient, there's no other opportunity for me to get help.
Ashley?
The last time I was weighed, I was 630 pounds. And I've been working really hard to get that as low as I can in preparation of this day and meeting Dr. Now, to increase my chances of being his patient on this program. And I'm curious to see where I'm at now.
486.
Oh, wow.
It seems like Ashley's been dieting for quite a while, as she's almost 200 pounds lighter than her previous weight. I'm surprised she weighs less than 500 pounds to be honest, as she can still walk unassisted and doesn't look to be the same size as other stars. Because she's able to walk, she should be able to lose weight faster too, and she can start exercising more to burn some extra calories. During her appointment, Ashley agrees to everything Dr. Now says, claiming that she'll do everything that's asked of her without complaint. But Dr. Now already has some doubts about her.
Right now, I have a number of concerns about Ashley because a lot of what she says doesn't add up or make much sense. And her behavior also indicates she's not being completely truthful to me about everything because she says she already lost a significant amount of weight. And that's because her emotions make her want to eat less. So it's important I get her records to determine what her medical history is and if the account she gave for her weight loss is accurate and if she was ever 630 pounds. But for now, we will give her the benefit of the doubt. And if she meets the simple goal of weight loss I gave her, then we'll consider next steps and weight loss surgery with her. But if she doesn't, then there may be some significant issues with her that will need to be addressed in psychotherapy. From what she says, she has burned most of the bridges with her family. So there's likely a consistent issue between all of them that involves Ashley's behavior. But it's going to be very important that we start to get her weight down as much as possible because she already has a number of medical issues adding strain to her body. And if she doesn't start to take steps to turn things around soon, her situation can get very dangerous very quickly.
The fact that Doc now suspects that Ashley might be lying about her initial weight is pretty shocking, as it means she hasn't been able to lose a large amount of weight before, which would discredit her hard work and effort. I think Ashley's problem is that she doesn't show respect to anyone, even Dr. Now, and comes across as standoffish and honestly just plain rude. It's possible that she lied about her starting weight to get approved for weight loss surgery quicker, as she knows Dr. Now would have wanted her to lose weight before admitting her for a gastric sleeve or bypass. It was right of him to still want her to lose 20 pounds a month to prove that she can lose weight on her own.
It's been about 2 weeks since my first appointment with Dr. Now. You know, right after, I struggled some from being frustrated because I didn't get the surgery I needed when I know I'm ready for it.
Since her appointment, she's also made some drastic changes to her diet as well.
I've made dramatic changes. I don't eat fast food anymore. I don't eat fried foods anymore. And I've always made sure I have the food I like around me. And I still have stashes around my house, I'm not gonna lie. But I haven't touched them. And I feel myself getting better with that, you know?
But will these changes make a difference? 2 months later, Ashley is back at Dr. Now's office for her second weigh-in, where we will see if she's really stuck to the diet and lost the 20 pounds needed.
At my last appointment, I had dropped drastically to 486. And my weight loss goal I was given was to lose 20 pounds. So I should be at 466 for that.
476.
Yeah. I feel like that's a good drop. Really good. So I feel happy about that number because that means it's coming down. So it makes me happy because I've been putting in a lot of work. So it's good to see the number because it's actually coming off. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm making progress.
Losing 10 pounds is short of her goal, but it is some weight loss. But I'm not sure Dr. Now will be as pleased as Ashley. She can't really expect that Dr. Now will approve her for surgery after losing just 10 pounds. Plus, for Ashley to have lost just 10 pounds, it means she would have been eating 4,000 to 5,000 calories every day, which is over double of what she should have been eating. She's eaten less than previously, yes, but she isn't following Dr. Now's diet. Concerned that she won't be able to break the habit, Dr. Now refers Ashley to a therapist, so they can discuss her past experiences and the trauma she went through as a child to see if they can unpack the cause of her food addiction. The severity of Ashley's situation is extreme, as her BMI is incredibly high and dangerously over the limit for some of her age and height, and given the fact she's got diabetes, she might not have long left.
You need to take this more seriously, Ashley, because you still have a very high BMI. Normal body mass index is 18 to 25.
Yes.
So BMI of 86 is very high.
Yes, sir.
So it's very important, as young as you are, that we get you to understand what the healthy eating habit is and what you can do to be able to maintain healthy weight when you're 50s and 60s. But that's not going to be possible if you don't start doing what you need now. So only 2 or 3 times a day, no soda, no sugary thing, no carb. And then I want you to lose 40 pounds over the next 2 months. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So that's the same amount you should be losing in a month. But I want you to show me some consistency with that too.
Okay.
And hopefully therapy will help you with that.
All righty.
Okay. If you need anything, give me a call.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Ashley doesn't seem to be taking her situation as seriously as she says. I gave her a very modest goal that should have been more than easy for her to accomplish. But despite some progress, she's still far off from making the changes she needs. So I still have the same concern I had at the last appointment, where things don't all add up with her and what she says. And I'm hoping starting psychotherapy for her will help. Because if Ashley has spent a significant part of her life pretending to be things she isn't as a means of manipulation to get what she wants, there is no reason this situation is going to be any different for her. So until that changes, we're not going to be able to make much, if any, progress with her.
Dr. now gives Ashley another goal of losing 40 pounds over the next 2 months, which should easily come off if she sticks to a diet plan. Ashley also does attend the therapy sessions, where she shares some of her embarrassing moments from her catfishing days.
Now, to your knowledge, do you have any family members with emotional issues, psychiatric issues, or substance use problems?
Not to my knowledge, I do not, because I'm not close to my family.
And what prompted that decision?
I've done some stuff. They've done some stuff. I've done more than them, but...
So you're acknowledging that you've done some things.
I've done some stuff to hurt them. I'm no angel.
So now you have me curious. Tell me more.
I did. Since I was catfishing people. That's why me and my family don't talk, because it hurt them. And people just, keep, oh...
So just so that I'm clear, you're saying that you participated in catfishing people?
Yeah, I did.
And that your family got some backlash from one of your online personas?
Exactly.
And so your alter ego, this other persona, it was born out of what?
It was something I just made up, and it created a life of its own.
Were there more than one? Did you have any other personas?
Yeah, it was 3,000.
You had 3,000?
Yeah, it was 3,000 personas.
And so, can you tell me what some of these personalities represented for you?
Some of them represented fun. Some of them represented sadness. Some of them represented madness.
What portion represented madness? What percentage?
10% of my heart had madness in it.
Okay. And what percentage represented sadness?
50%.
50%.
1% represented peace.
1%?
And the rest was just fear.
Wow. So, Ashley, I want you to listen to what I'm about to describe to you, okay? You're describing a psychotic break. That's a break from reality, because your real life was too much to cope with.
The fact that the therapist identifies that Ashley's clearly had a psychotic break from creating over 3,000 online accounts is pretty insane. It's really not a surprise to see that she has a food addiction when she's clearly so unstable and obviously over 500 pounds. And you'd think the therapy would set Ashley off on the right track and give her some motivation to start reflecting on her past decisions and to make plans for some new ones. But Ashley does the total opposite.
After my therapy appointment with Lola, I gave the things she said for me to do some very serious thought. And I decided it would be good for me to do them, but not right now. Because that appointment had already made me emotional to the point where I had been struggling more. So what I need to do is focus on my diet. But the reality is, with the stress of therapy, I've earned a little treat for taking some good steps. Oh, pizza here. I was hungry. Hi.
Hi. It was $44.30.
Thank you so much. Here, keep the change.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. biggest thing I've learned is controlling portion size. So I can afford some things like this. It's focus is not a lot. And if I make an exception and treat myself because of my progress, I stay in control of my portions like I should. So I keep my calories down and stay in my limits. And even when I want to eat the whole pizza, I just have to stop myself and say, that's enough for now. So I'm being very focused to do that and make sure I make even more progress this time. So I can go back to Dr. Now and finally get my surgery. And I'm making sure to keep my eye on that and stay motivated and in control to do that.
I'm not exactly sure what Ashley means when she says she's going to get in control of her portion sizes when she's eaten 2 large pizzas in one sitting. She clearly doesn't have any control of her diet, because if she did, she'd order something a lot healthier, or maybe just make something at home. And as you'd expect, when it comes to her weighing, it doesn't quite go as planned.
At my last appointment, I was at 476, and Dr. Now wanted me to lose another 40 pounds. So to have that done means I have a number lower than 436.
475.
Not only is it clear that Ashley hasn't stuck to her diet, she's also in complete denial about it, claiming that she doesn't understand why she hasn't lost the weight. I think we all know the truth. Ashley didn't follow the diet plan, and has just been eating whatever she wants, whenever she wants.
I'm not sure about that, but that number is very upsetting. And it is not making sense to me, because I know the level of my work, and there's no way that number reflects that. So I don't know what happened. But I'm very upset and worried right now because what I need is weight loss surgery from Dr. Now. So if I'm not going to get an approval today, then the least he can do is respect how hard I'm working.
I just don't understand what Ashley's doing here. Why is she so intent on receiving respect from Dr. Now when she's done nothing worth respecting? Why should Dr. Now praise her for losing 1 pound in 2 months when she should have lost 40? Ashley is so demanding and expects the world to just revolve around her. And you won't believe how rude she is to Dr. Now when he confronts her about the lack of weight loss.
All right, so how you been?
I've been good. How you been?
I'm good, but I'm concerned about a few things. One is your lack of weight loss because you are 475 today,
yes, sir.
Which is pretty much no progress. That means you're still eating between 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day. So what do you think the changes are that you have made?
I've been doing the exercises more. I've been doing the diet like you told me. I've really been I cut off all the soda, no more soda. They got rid of everything for me.
But you haven't lost much weight. So if you made all these positive changes, why is that?
I don't know. I've been doing what I should. I've been having problems with my mom also. I've been having family problems too.
With your mom about what?
Because she's been a little sick.
So what does this have to do with not losing weight?
Because I'm her only child. I got to be there for my mom.
I'm still not understanding what that means. You couldn't eat healthy and do what you needed if you had to be with her. Because taking care of her doesn't mean that you have to overeat, right?
Nobody overate nothing.
So you want to discuss that with the scale?
It doesn't matter to me. I know what I did.
Ashley is just in complete denial. She fails to accept the situation as reality, in that she's completely failed in her diet, thinking that there must be some other reason as to why she's not lost any weight. With this attitude, she'll never lose any weight at all. Now, her failure also makes me think back to the start of the episode where she claimed to be more than 600 pounds. And I do find this difficult to believe, especially considering the time where she would have been this weight was when she was on Catfish. And looking at the footage, she looks the exact same size as she is now. If she can't lose 40 pounds in 2 months, I really doubt she's ever lost 200 pounds. To add fuel to the fire, Ashley is desperate for weight loss surgery, but in order to get it, Dr. Now needs Ashley to do some blood tests so they can rule out anything that would put her at risk for the surgery. But Ashley outright refuses to have her blood taken by any of the nurses at Dr. Now's office, claiming that she needs her own nurse to do it and then send it to them. The situation is pretty ridiculous, and when Dr. Now challenges Ashley, she gets pretty crazy about it.
But we see a little bit disconnect in here, okay? If we are not able to do your workup, we're not able to get your blood, and we're not able to do anything, how are we going to do your surgery?
I'm not going to have some stranger draw my blood. I told you that I was going to have my lady draw my blood, and I was going to send it over here. If you're not comfortable with that, I don't know what to tell you.
And don't people that are over 1,000 pounds, we draw blood?
Okay, that's fine. But if I'm comfortable, see, now I'm getting mad, so now I'm going to have to just talk to you like I talk to them.
Oh, God. Ashley, you have to trust us to treat you if you want to do this. And we don't know what issues you may have if you don't. But if you're not comfortable with that, how do you expect this to work? because we have to give you an IV for surgery. That's the same thing. And we can't have your person here for that.
Dr. Now's being completely reasonable. If Ashley won't trust them to do a few blood tests, why on earth would she trust them to perform weight loss surgery? Ashley continues to press that she needs a surgery because her dieting alone hasn't helped, which is a lie in itself because she clearly hasn't been dieting. And when she can't think of any more excuses, Ashley explodes at Dr. Now and storms out of her appointment.
So right now, there's nothing wrong with your eating habit?
No, because now, I've rarely been eating nowadays. I don't know what's going on.
I get that you think that, but it's not reality. So no matter what you say to me, if you don't lose weight, then that's an issue. Even if you bring someone to witness to convince me that you're not eating much.
I didn't bring you to do anything. I brought my friends in for support. You know what? Y'all ready to go? Because I'm not doing this. I'm not. He's not finna talk to me like I'm crazy. I've been on the road all day to come to this appointment, and you're not finna disrespect me. I've been nothing but nice to your ass. You're not finna do me like that. You know, y'all ready to go? Because I'm ready to go. Let's go. Just move. You will get trampled. Measure that bastard.
I would take a couple deep breaths.
No, I'm done. At the end of the day, I've been coming out no, I'm up here wasting my money coming to this appointment. I've been at work all. I got too much going on, and he's not gonna talk to me like that. You don't know me, bro. I'm gonna get this place shut down. Let's go. You're not gonna talk to me like I'm not trying. Can I be getting mad over because I know my thing? Don't try me like that. I will trample your little ass. You won't be doing no more surgeries. You're gonna need surgery.
After her outbursts, a complete and utter overreaction, Ashley's friends attempt to calm her down and encourage her to go back inside and finish off with Dr. Now.
All right, Ashley, you back in.
Yeah, Doc, I tried to give you one more chance.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're back, but the problem is still the same. And if you're not going to answer my questions and you're going to get upset and storm out of here, then that's not going to work. You think that's okay?
For real?
So this is a process that we grill everybody 10 times, ask the question, get their attitude right, and see if they're compliant and see what their level of tolerance is. And you show that you have no tolerance and you got the very explosive personality, and you get very upset and you're not trusting us and you just want us to do surgery on you. That's not very good setup, okay? If you don't trust us to do anything, then you shouldn't have surgery with us, okay? Because that's not very comfortable for you. You understand that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So why are you getting upset?
It's my turn to talk now?
Yes.
Okay. I trust you, but I know my veins. And I understand what you're saying. I did get upset with you, and I semi-apologize, but you was trying me. And, I didn't mean to storm out on you like that. It's been a long day. I'm committed to this. If I wasn't committed, I would be home right now. But I'm tired. But I still came to this appointment because I am dedicated to this. If I wasn't dedicated, I wouldn't have my friends out here. They got kids. If we keeping it all the way real. I am dedicated to this. I do trust y'all. It's just, I'd rather have somebody who I know has taken my blood several times do that for me. And if y'all can't respect that, then I'm sorry.
The fact that she thinks she's given Dr. Now a second chance and not the other way around is actually hilarious. Ashley behaves like a complete and utter child, making faces at Dr. Now, rolling her eyes, and honestly just being rude and completely childish. And when Ashley explains just how Dr. Now's annoyed her, you won't believe what she has to say.
That didn't get you upset?
No, sir.
So what do you get upset for?
It's just the fact, okay, this is my third time meeting you. And it's every time I've came to your office, the last 2 times, I've been nothing but nice to you. And you've been nothing but rude. And, it's just you poke. Eventually you keep poking at somebody, they're going to blow up on your ass. And that's just what happened today. And I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for blowing up on you. Because I do respect you as a doctor. I have nothing but respect for you because you are the best doctor. I have researched you because I do research the people that work on my body. But, it's just, you keep poking and poking and poking. It's been a long day for me. And I'm sorry for taking it out on you, but you can't keep poking. You can't keep just, yeah. You can't keep doing that. I mean, I understand, you gotta do your job. That's what you get paid for. But I come to this strip mall to see you. And I come here, to get, medical treatment and try to hopefully get approved for surgery. I'm not saying I want you to magically make me skinny. Oh yeah, make me skinny. I don't want that. No. But what I'm saying is, though, it's a lot of respect that has to be understood, because my mom don't talk to me the way you talk to me. No one talks to me that way. And so I understand, you doing your job. I get that. It's just a level of respect that has to be shown, because I've been nothing but nice to you. Even when you disrespected me, I've been nothing but nice. And you, no offense, but you've been and that's all I got to say.
At this point, I think Ashley might be the rudest and just most disgusting person who's ever been on the show. Calling Dr. Now an asshole straight to his face is pretty disgusting. I don't understand what Ashley even wants Dr. Now to do. If he just sat back and didn't challenge anything she said, she'd never lose any weight. He can't be on her side, because it's the wrong side to be on, and she just isn't losing any weight. Eventually, Ashley does come clean about the fact that she's been overeaten, just this time claiming that she's been eating too much healthy food. Obviously, it isn't true, and Ashley's just trying to twist the narrative so it works in her favour. But Dr. Now sees through it, and gives her another chance to lose 40 pounds over the next 2 months to get approved for weight loss surgery. But as I'm sure you'll agree, I doubt she'll even try. Once she makes it back home, Ashley makes an attempt to start working properly on her weight loss program and attends a boxing class to burn some extra calories.
Ashley, we'll get you on this back right here. So what we're gonna do here, we're just throwing the left hand right here. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. All right, so we're gonna switch stances now. Ready, and 1. Jab, 2 knees. Boom. Boom. Jab, 2 knees. Good. Jab, 1, and then other knee. 2. Excellent. One more jab. Boom, knee. Boom, knee. Boom. Excellent. 7. Jab. Boom, knee. Boom. Excellent. 8. Boom, knee. Boom, knee.
While it's great that Ashley's doing the exercise, it's a bit frightening to see how limited her range of motion is because of her size. She can barely lift her legs and she can barely lift her arms properly. The physical restrictions that come from being this overweight are obvious, especially considering that Ashley's actually on the lower end of the spectrum with being under 600 pounds. 2 months later, Ashley's back in Dr. Now's office for her next weigh-in to see if she's lost the 40 pounds in order to qualify for surgery.
I'm at Dr. Now's again to find out my weight. And I'm really hoping that with how much harder I tried, that I met my goal this time. At my last appointment, I was at 475. And Dr. Now said I need to lose 40 pounds. So that will put me at 435 if I'm there and where I need to be.
And to nobody's surprise, she's lost just 6 pounds, and she's again nowhere near her target. Her total weight loss in 6 months of being on the show is 17 pounds, a loss she should have seen in less than a month into the program. When Dr. Now comes to speak to her about the situation, he's less than impressed.
You're 469 today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, my main concern is that you're not losing enough weight since you started the program, and so that's an issue right now.
But I lost almost 20 pounds total, so I made it to your goal.
But it's taking you 6 times longer to do that. So that's a factor that shows that you're still not cutting back your eating like you should.
The situation reaches a boiling point when Dr. Now explains that he found Ashley's medical records from when she claimed she was over 600 pounds, and she has some serious explaining to do.
But I lost a lot of weight on top of that because I really started at 630.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Well, I got the rest of your medical record from when you tried to do weight loss surgery from the previous clinic you went to.
Yes, sir.
It goes back to 3 years ago.
Yes, sir.
And 3 years ago, they said you were 449 pounds. And then 2 years ago, 477 pounds. And then 479. So now 469, just pretty much the same weight you have been for past 3 years. So I don't see where you have lost much of any weight recently or in the past 3 years.
The fact that Ashley lied to Dr. Now's face is insane, and to be honest, I think she's done it to try and get the weight loss surgery quicker, thinking that she could outsmart Dr. Now, by saying she's done the bulk of the weight loss on her own. But when she couldn't lose anywhere near close to Dr. Now's goals, she really stumbled on her own lies. Surprisingly, Dr. Now gives her one last chance to lose the 40 pounds over the next 2 months to stay in the program. But when her therapist says that because Ashley likely has a major depressive disorder and borderline personality disorder, she informs her that she will not be able to have weight loss surgery until her mental health is under control. And this is just because there's too much risk surrounding her mental state, and she likely couldn't deal with the surgery psychologically. As Ashley's episode draws to a close, she claims that she will continue seeing her therapist and lose weight on her own until she can get weight loss surgery. As Ashley isn't active on social media, except when she's pretending to be other people, there isn't much to find about her, so it's unclear if she's ever lost the weight at all. Now, Ashley was one of the most hated stars I've ever covered in my 600 pound life. After she went viral for eating carrot cake off her stomach and getting paid to eat on camera, Samantha from My 600 Pound Life had one of the most confusing and frustrating stories on the show. Her size makes everyday life nearly impossible, and she can barely even go to the toilet by herself without it taking monumental effort. But it's hard to change when this is how you're making a living.
My life is so miserable now because I've let my weight get so out of control that I'm barely functioning. And it's getting harder and worse every single day. And I know I'm very close to becoming bedridden. And it's getting harder to get out of bed.
Samantha has a specific issue with her stomach, as it's so big that it hangs down past her knees, making walking difficult and painful.
And once I get there, I'm at the point where it's getting hard to fit through the door, mostly because of my stomach and how far it hangs.
Because it's so much effort for Samantha to get to the shower, she's actually too tired to bathe herself. Not to mention the fact that her size limits her from stepping inside the shower, so Samantha has to lean over the side and wash herself this way instead. Bathing has become such a monumental task that Samantha is struggling to cope. So much so that she can no longer wash daily because it's so energy consuming.
And it's getting so hard to keep clean. I've had to go from bathing every day to about every 4 days because I have to work so hard to do it. But even on days when I push myself to do it, some areas I can't even reach. Without using a stick or something, I have to reach and poke and prod at myself. So it's so hard. And I hate that I've let myself get to this point where I'm struggling just to keep clean. One of these days, with all the pain and how exhausted I feel, I'm not going to be able to do it anymore. Come on. Okay. If I fall in that little tiny bathroom, I'm just gonna stay there for God knows how long without a phone to call for help.
Keeping yourself clean is important at any size, but when you're super morbidly obese, cleanliness becomes even more important due to the amount of excess skin. At Samantha's size, like most stars on the show, she has many skin folds where the fatty tissue overlaps, creating big crevices. If these aren't kept clean, the skin can become irritated and break, leading to infection. Many stars of the show have an infection or two as a result of this, and if you're a fan of my videos, you'll definitely be familiar with the worst case I've ever seen, which involves Lisa Fleming and the family of maggots living on her leg.
A month ago, I started feeling sick and my leg was really bothering me. I kept saying, my leg is hurting bad. And when Danielle pulled open the folds of my skin, she found little maggots on there. So now she has to check my leg every day, and I can't believe it got so bad.
So yeah, hygiene is really important, especially when you're over 600 pounds. Because Samantha's life is so unrelenting, she relies solely on food to keep her healthy.
So all I want to do is find ways to forget about my life. So I eat because food lets me do that. And that's mostly what I do all day, is eat. I have food delivery set up on a schedule starting in the morning. I have to have it brought to me because walking up and down stairs, I'm too weak to do that now. And I'm scared to admit that just walking across the apartment to get the food is almost more than I can handle. But instead of thinking about that, I just think about the food I'm about to eat and how full it's about to make me. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. Have a nice day.
You too. Because more than anything else, it's the feeling of being full that I love.
In one of her scheduled deliveries, we get to see the sheer amount of food that Samantha has ordered to eat, a real insight into the coping mechanisms which have got her to the size she is. Looking at the contents, Samantha's breakfast could feed a family of 4. Although it's blurred for copyright reasons, I've done my best to calculate the calories. 8 sausage burritos, which is 2,096, 20 chicken nuggets, which is 890, 2 quarter-pounder burger meals, which is 2,100, a box of cookies, which is 2,160, 3 sausage muffins, which is 1,000, and 2 large caramel frappes, which is 1,340. This brings Samantha's breakfast to a total of 9,585 calories, a nearly 10,000 calorie breakfast. To put that in perspective, 10,000 calories is the amount of food that a healthy person should be eating over 4 to 5 days, not in a single breakfast sitting. Thinking of healthy meals is hard, especially when ordering takeaway food is so easy. That's why I created the Fat Loss Kitchen newsletter, and I have 2 major announcements to give you. One involving Casey King from Family by the Ton. But first I want to announce that my cookbook is out right now, and it's available from fatlasskitchen.com. And for the first 3 days, it is 15% off. And if you use code Craig, you can get an extra 15% off. But be quick, as this is only a 3-day deal and applies until the 23rd of June. Now, my second announcement is that tonight's free newsletter recipe features Casey King's favourite weight loss meal, zucchini boats, which are also included in the cookbook, so everyone can see the meal he used to achieve his massive weight loss. Casey very kindly sent this in after I asked, and I can't wait to share it with over 6,000 of you who have joined the Fat Loss Kitchen so far. We've put a ton of time and effort into the cookbook, and I can't wait to hear what you all think about it. It is a digital cookbook too, so as soon as you buy it, you receive it straight to your inbox, and you can get started right away. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and let's get back into the video.
Food can fill me up and make me feel the most comfort that I've ever felt. It makes me feel like I'm at home and that I'm safe, as long as I'm full and happy. Because food is a hug from the inside, and no matter how much I eat, it's never enough. And there are days where I ask myself how I ended up here. And I know it's because food has always been the most important thing in my life.
Now, one thing about this show I think is hard for people to understand is the sheer volume of food it takes for someone to get to this size. It's not done by accident or having too many sweet treats or cheap meals. It's done by consistently eating supersized meals over several years. This behaviour has changed Samantha's life enormously, as her food addiction not only limits her quality of life drastically, but it also threatens to kill her. But how did she get here? What life experiences does someone have to have in order to have such a toxic relationship with food?
Food has been the greatest source of comfort in my life as far back as I can remember. And because of that, I cannot remember a time in my life where I was not overweight.
Samantha has always been overweight since she could remember, but it really skyrocketed out of control when she was just 5 years old, and her parents had gotten a divorce. Samantha's dad played a huge part in the divorce and her trauma, as he was very abusive throughout her life.
He was a wonderful guy, sober. And even though he never laid a hand on me or my younger sister, he would get drunk and he was horrific to my mother and to my older brother and sister. And I remember when things would start to get crazy, I would eat something and it would calm me down. And I was already around 150 pounds when I was 7.
By the time Samantha was 7, she weighed the same as a fully grown 5'7" woman, a dangerous weight for such a young child. While living with her dad, they restricted the amount of food they let Samantha eat. So when she would stay with her mother on the weekend, she would binge eat an incredible amount of food.
When Samantha lived with me, there was no restrictions. Whatever she wanted to have, she had. Her stepmother and her dad did, at some points, try to restrict that. And she really did not respond very well to that.
By the time Samantha was 10 years old, she weighed over 200 pounds, the size of an average 6-foot grown man. In 2 years, Samantha gained another 100 pounds, where she unfortunately started to get bullied because of her size. The cycle started to get even worse, as the bullying meant that Samantha would eat for comfort, only to gain more weight. A tragic rinse and repeat story. When Samantha left school at 17, she was over 400 pounds. She was desperate for love and affection, and she met a boyfriend and quickly fell pregnant, and used the pregnancy as an excuse to lie down and eat for 9 months, where she gained yet another 100 pounds. At 500 pounds, Samantha gave birth to her daughter Bella, and unfortunately, the couple broke up just 2 weeks later. This time was really hard for Samantha, as you can probably guess, as she was raising a baby on her own, then having her dad pass away in a motorcycle accident, which tipped her completely over the edge.
And it's still something I haven't gotten over to this day. Because in his final years, my dad and I had grown really close. And he came to me before he died. and said, I am so sorry for being drunk and violent and mean. That's where we bonded. So after my dad passed away, I was so depressed that I could barely take care of myself. So Bella went to go live with my mom, and I used food to cope.
At over 800 pounds, it all got too much for her, and Samantha tried to take her own life.
My method was I took a bunch of medications, including 5 fentanyl patches onto my body, and Bella was the one who found me.
I just remember I went into the bathroom and her body was trying to reject all the medicine that she had taken, and she told me not to call 911 because she didn't want to be in that hospital. She just wanted to be gone. But I didn't care. I called 911 without her because my mom really is my best friend, and losing my mom would probably just break me completely.
With a second chance at life though, recovering from her suicide attempt, Samantha knew she had to start taking life seriously again and find a way to make money, but because she was over £800, a normal job was pretty much out of the question, so she started doing fetish modelling. Now if you've not seen this before, like I hadn't, fetish modelling is essentially where overweight people, mostly women, post pictures and videos of themselves eating large quantities of food on the internet for people who are into the fetish. It's a really controversial topic, as it's not only quite strange, but it makes it difficult for these women, like Samantha, to change their life around and lose the weight, because this is probably their only source of income. Samantha's had many viral moments, with her most famous one being the carrot cake video, where she eats the entire thing in one sitting, using her stomach as a table like a big otter.
So I have a setup in my apartment where I can film myself eating, and I eat for people. I just eat what I want, and they pay for it, as long as I film it. So that's how I make a living and keep going. And it makes me feel appreciated. So I'm happy to do it. Hi, long time no see, everybody. People ask me all the time, when is gonna be that cake video? Well, it's right now. Thank you for requesting this. It's making me bigger and bigger. I can just feel it.
Samantha really focuses on pleasing her audience, as they essentially get off on the fact that she's making herself gain more and more weight by the food she consumes. To make things worse, her daughter is well aware of her mother's modelling job, and even accepts it.
My mom's self-image really improved after she started that modeling job. It kind of makes her happier because those people find her as beautiful. They find her as a human being, not some huge maniac.
This community that Samantha dedicates so much time to is her real enemy, as they are fueling her worst habits, essentially pushing her towards her own death. As this is Samantha's only real income outside of her disability allowance, she has become completely dependent on it. It's a vicious cycle, as Samantha makes quite a lot of money from her videos, only to fund her fast food delivery habit, start the cycle all over again. And the toll that this is having on Samantha's body is reaching its limit, as she is severely close to becoming immobile.
I last weighed in 6 months ago, legitimately, and I was at 811 pounds. And it's gonna be rock bottom for me if Bella ends up having to help me.
That's not to mention all the other unseen effects it'll be having on her body. At 811 pounds, Samantha is one of the largest stars ever on the show, and given that her last weigh-in was over 6 months ago, it's pretty likely that she's much heavier than this due to her insane eating habits. One of the reasons why Samantha is able to get to this size is because of her height. At 6'2", she's able to gain significantly more weight than the other stars on the show because she has more space to gain it. Not only is she over 6 foot tall, but she's also 4.5 feet wide, literally the size of a horizontal Peter Dinklage from hip to hip. Now, as you can assume, her size makes travel pretty much impossible. She can't find any car to make the drive to Houston to see Dr. Now. The stress of being so overweight takes an emotional toll on Samantha too, as she struggles to cope with her hole that she has dug or ate herself into.
And I'm terrified because I don't know what to do, because I'm almost out of time, and I don't want to die. I hate food now, I just hate it. But I'm gigantic. It's the size of my house. Bodies don't want to be 800 pounds. And most bodies die. They just suffer every minute. Everything is uncomfortable all the time. If I don't change, I know I'm gonna die. I know any day now could be it for me. My body will just break from it all. So I know I have to figure something out. Because if that happens, it's too late.
Just a couple of days after Samantha reached out to Dr. Now to schedule an appointment, she started to have a stomach pain that became severe. Concerned for her health, she called Dr. Now, who advised her to seek medical attention immediately. When she arrived at the hospital, the medical staff diagnosed Samantha with kidney stones, a common condition for obese people due to their diet. Since Samantha is too large to be operated on, all they could do was give her some medication and send her home. To transport Samantha to and from the hospital, they need an insane amount of equipment. She has to be hoisted onto a hospital bed, then a ramp used to move the bed from the ambulance into the apartment building.
Okay, Samantha, let's go. Where's the better? Where's the better? Where's the better? Where's the better? We're gonna go. Right. Bring that down. It's 80% mental. Right. You guys good over there? So, I'm gonna just try to go and lean on things and do my thing and. Your time. Oh! Don't move me too hard. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Good. Yeah, almost there. No, thank you so much, man. I'm up. The hard part is done.
A couple of days later, when Samantha is back from the hospital, her family comes round to speak to her about her weight gain. She's hit with some uncomfortable home truths.
I have been sad for a long time about what your life has been, but you were so adverse to doing anything about it.
I think that it's absolutely wonderful that you are ready to get help.
It's time that you got help. There's nothing else to do now.
I just want you to be able to have a normal life and, be happy.
But things don't go to plan, as Samantha's sudden burst of motivation is lost when she runs into another set of health issues. As well as her kidney stones, Samantha is also experiencing chest pain and trouble controlling her bladder. Chest pain is definitely a massive red flag, as that's the first thing that will get you seen straight away in A&E. Issues like these are dangerous enough on their own, but when you're over 800 pounds, they can quickly become a life or death scenario. And she's so concerned that she's dying, she rings 911. Something that I'll just never understand with these patients is that they're so aware that they're so close to death, but they just refuse to stop eating. When the ambulance crew arrive, accompanied by the fire department because of her size, getting Samantha out of her apartment is a difficult challenge.
Take a couple good breaths through your nose. Let's get that going.
Let's do this. I'm gonna stand, okay? And we're just gonna start making a beeline for that door.
I need to.
There we go.
I know. I got you. We got you. Don't worry. We got you. Okay, let's start making. Go that. Hey, I know it hurts. I know it hurts, but we need to focus. Don't lean back, okay? You're gonna walk with me.
We're good. We're good.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm gonna take this out from under you.
They're gonna keep moving fast. You got it.
Keep going. Keep going a little further.
You stay with me all the way. If you need me, I'm right here in front of you, okay?
You get there. All right, with your right arm, Samantha, let it go. All right, need more slack. All right, Brandon, we're gonna just lift up. I'm gonna get rid of
Okay, you got a little step out. Good. Good.
Let's go to your right.
You're doing good. Keep going.
Lift up.
All right.
All right, tell us when we're lifting too much. Railing right there first? Yeah. All right, let's rest right here. Rest.
We can't get down the step. There's no way to get down the step.
We got you.
I'm not yelling at anybody. I'm just fucking dying.
No, I know. Trust me. We're there with you. We won't let you, we're not gonna let you fall, okay? You're gonna focus on me all the way down, okay? Let's get you comfortable, okay?
I was like, I'm trying to lose piggyback. Sucks.
Come on. You got this. You're strong enough. You got this. Step down right in front of you. Let's do it. Focus on me. Come on. Focus on me. Which leg's coming first? There we go. You're good. One more step. Another step. One more step. Come on. I know. It hurts. I know. I'm sorry. Come on. You're doing great. One more. Come on. One at a time. One more. Let's go.
You guys want me have to get me? I'm losing my strength.
Keep going. We got you. Let's go. Let's go.
Good job.
Let's
Keep
go.
moving. Keep moving. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Two more steps. Come on.
Keep going.
One more step.
Good job.
One more step. One more step. All right.
Good job. No!
I know. Come on. Let's go.
These are scary.
That's all right.
I know.
That's all right.
We got you. We got you. Come on.
All right.
Good job.
Watching Samantha struggle to get down the apartment is honestly painful. Imagine trying to walk down the stairs carrying an extra 600 pounds. It's not any easier when it's attached to your body. Just as an example, next time you're in the gym, pick up a 25-pound dumbbell and try and walk around with it. Then try and imagine carrying 20 of those around your body at all times. The insane resources it takes just to move Samantha is also crazy, as it requires a dozen people from both the hospital and the fire service. The sheer strain on resources that stars on the show create is huge, as most stars require this level of support just to get to each of their hospital appointments. Now arriving at the hospital, Samantha has to undergo numerous tests to find the cause of her pain, which includes blood tests, ultrasounds, and even x-rays. But due to her size, Samantha can't fit inside the CAT scan machine. Now you may have heard the urban legend before where morbidly obese patients were sent to zoos to use their CAT scan machines. And after a little bit of digging, because I didn't believe that either, it's apparently happened before, according to one NHS consultant. I promise you, this is absolutely true. It is my understanding that she, his medical colleague, had previous experience where patients who had acquired morbid obesity to such a level, they were sent to London Zoo. I can't think of anything worse than having to get a CAT scan in the same place they literally get elephants scanned. But then again, I wouldn't like to imagine being 800 pounds either. Samantha also has a serious problem with holding her bladder, as the sheer weight presses on it causes her to have no control over when she goes to the toilet.
And then, to top it all off, I wet my bed, and it's embarrassing wetting the bed, especially at my age. But because I'm so large, I just can't get up fast enough and just pee on myself. And it's just not clean, and I can't clean myself well enough. Can you help me change my sheets and my pillows so I don't have to sit in my own filth any longer?
Okay. So I am gonna have you lift your legs up.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're just fine. You're just great. Yeah, there you go. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
The excess weight is obviously one of the reasons why Samantha wets herself, but she also mentions that she does it because it's too hard for her to get up to water the toilet herself. At this point, she's pretty much just given up and is well on her way to becoming completely immobile and honestly on the way to the grave. Now this isn't even to mention, Samantha is pretty rude to the nurses looking after her, demanding that they clean her up faster. It must be so hard for the hospital staff as Samantha is now refusing just to go to the toilet, so they have to do this multiple times throughout the day. Despite all of these issues, wetting the bed, and Samantha's literal fear of her own impending doom, she still picks up the room service phone in order to dial in some food.
That's right. I would like the chicken Caesar salad with chicken breast, the grilled, and ranch dressing with that. And then a bowl of grapes, a bowl of cottage cheese, Pepsi, chocolate milk, and carrot cake. And that'll do it. Thank you.
It's crazy to think that she's still going back for more carrot cake after the feeders video, especially when she isn't even getting paid for it this time. And the room service menu proves to be even more of a curse, as Samantha ends up having to stay at the hospital for 6 whole weeks, with the ability to bring food whenever she feels hungry. Unable to visit Dr. Now because she's not allowed to leave the hospital, Dr. Now desperately tries to get in touch with Samantha's current hospital to get her placed on a calorie-controlled diet ASAP, but this isn't something the hospital can do. So, Samantha is stuck between a rock and a hard place, as she can't get to Dr. Now's hospital to start her treatment, staying at another hospital where she has unlimited access to food. Not even just with the hospital kitchen, but by ordering from local restaurants and getting it delivered directly to her bed. Samantha is in a desperate situation when her nurses checked her weight, revealing just how much weight she'd gained over the past few months.
You doing?
I'm all right.
Just gonna get a weight on you.
Does this have to be off?
All right, looks like 940.
That's not good news.
Anything I can do for you right now?
Nope.
Okay.
That's it.
See you soon.
Thanks, Allison.
You're welcome.
Since the start of the show, Samantha has gained 140 pounds, bringing her weight to 940 pounds, making her one of the biggest stars ever on the show. And literally as the nurse leaves after checking her weight, another walks in with an array of takeaway food on a tray for her. When Samantha first arrived at the hospital, she could walk small distances, use the bathroom, and live somewhat by herself. But since her stay, she's become completely immobile, relying on the hospital staff to maintain her personal care, and relying on delivery companies to bring her every meal. Samantha has been given the perfect environment to self-destruct. She has an entire team to care for her, and she can eat whatever she wants. What motivation is there to change when she is exactly where she wants to be? In a video call with Dr. Now, Samantha is hit with some really tough questions though.
Why are you gaining more weight while you're in the hospital?
Well, I'm not I wasn't really following any kind of a diet plan.
I mean, that's my problem. And
I have to be completely frank with you. I'm sneaking food around.
So when somebody tells me this is what you have to eat, I go into panic mode and feel like I have to get all the food in the world
around me because I'm going to starve to death without it.
You know, sometimes you do the math, you probably eaten the food that belonged for next 4 years ahead of time. What do you think you're going to start? Okay? So next 4 years, if you don't eat anything, you're going to come even. You follow that?
Yeah.
That's a good way to look at it.
Hey, and that's what exactly happened.
Her life revolves around food. It's literally her entire life. The meeting with Dr. Now goes well, but due to her size, she can't be transported to Dr. Now's hospital, as there's just too much risk in transporting her. So, in order to start treatment properly, Samantha must stick to the 1,200 calorie diet that Dr. Now sends her. But this will be extremely challenging for her, as she has the room service and delivery phone numbers at her fingertips, and must rely solely on her own willpower. Gaining 140 pounds in just a few months is insane. So it would be an achievement for Samantha to go the same length of time just maintaining her weight, but she has the extra challenge of having to lose it too. She's go from eating 12,000 calories to just 1,200, a decrease of 90%. Imagine eating only 10% of the food you normally eat, and you'll see how that difference is pretty insane.
And it's always scary to take the first steps to change like this. But remember, as important as food is to you, your life is more important than food. And if you don't make these changes now, then you're going to kill yourself with the food. You get that?
Yep, for sure.
You'll lose 250 pounds over the next 2 months. This is going to be very easy if you stick with the 1,200 calorie diet, okay?
Okay. So like a plan.
And make sure you get up and walk every day.
Over the next few weeks, Samantha does make an effort to stick to her diet and increase her mobility through seeing a PT daily.
Okay. Right here.
You good? Alright, bed up?
Yeah, bed up.
Okay.
You know.
I know the routine.
The first few days I was discouraged because I'm working so hard and I'm accomplishing so little.
While she's walking daily, she only loses 10 pounds in a few weeks, nowhere near Dr. Now's expectations. This is due to her diet, as Samantha is still sneaking food and eating more calories than she's supposed to. However, due to her health conditions subsiding, the hospital agrees to allow Samantha to go home. But this doesn't mean that she's off the hook from Dr. Now, as she still needs to lose over 200 pounds in order to make the cross-country journey to see him.
Go! Okay. All right. Right now, with even how far I've come, I still hit my limit too quickly if I'm up. And then I have to have help if I don't want to end up on the floor and in pain. Okay. Sideways.
I got the pants.
But we've made some big changes to make my life easier and to improve my living situation some. The biggest is that Bella helped me find a new apartment on the first floor and move my stuff into it, because trying to make it up a flight of stairs was killing me. So that's a big help. It's going to make getting in and getting out easier.
I got it.
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
But she's only home for 30 seconds before she's on the phone to another takeaway.
Order for delivery or pickup?
Delivery, please.
Can I have the order?
I would like chicken strips, 4 orders of street corn, just house barbecue flavor ribs, mushroom Swiss burger, fries, molten chocolate lava cake. What are you guys gonna have?
Samantha's daughter watches her place the order visibly upset, likely because she's watching her mother just eat her life away, not motivated at all to lose the weight for Dr. Now.
The positive thing is that I'm able to order anything that I need or want, or like, it's comforting to me. So I've been following the diet. Sometimes it's just like, why bother? If food makes me happy and I'm gonna die anyways, why don't I just make myself happy? Look at that. I'm right off the bone. It's so good it makes me want to cry.
Is it actually really that good?
It really is.
It breaks my heart seeing my mom just kind of lose mobility. I don't know how to describe my emotion today. I was excited for her to come home today, but I was also unsure because I feel like the best place for her right now is probably the hospital. I used to always expect the worst, and I was trying not to do that and be happy for her. But I know that she's definitely scared of being alone, and I'm just scared that she's gonna have suicidal thoughts and be not okay on her own whenever we leave, and that's terrifying to me. She's been in the hospital for so long that you have people constantly checking up on you. But here, she's on her own. She has no one. At first, everything was fine, and then everything went south really fast.
I just want to go back. I'm so disappointed about the Central Air situation.
It's heartbreaking to see the stress that Samantha is placing on Bella. At such a young age, she's had to grow up fast, worried for her mother's mental health, all while trying to do what's best for her. In my opinion, Samantha is completely selfish, choosing to pick food and dying over trying to improve her life and finally be a proper mother to Bella. The relationship between the pair is totally reversed, with Bella taking the role of the parent and trying to sort her mother's life out. She single-handedly found her mother a ground floor apartment, moved all of her things in, and is doing everything she can do to keep her mother happy and alive.
I can't land on a positive if there's one that exists.
This is a good apartment. This is an amazing apartment.
For a normal-sized person, the size of the Titanic.
You need to find a positive. The more you continue to talk about the negative, the more you
There's no positive, Dawn.
There is a positive.
Where?
You need to find it. Stop thinking negative, because then you're not going to find any sort of positive.
Stop yelling at me.
Then stop yelling at me. People are helping you. People want good things for you. That is a positive.
I want $6 million. Is that helping anything?
Yeah, and people in hell want ice water, Mom.
See, we all want, and it doesn't work.
Well, it's already working, Mom. Look at where you're at. Look at who is here for you. We could have let you do this all on your own.
Can start that I'm not thankful. I've thanked you all day.
I know that you're thankful, but like you aren't acting like it, and you're being very negative, which puts me in a very negative mindset. Makes me not want to be around you, Mom.
As the weeks roll by, Samantha relies more and more on Bella to help with everyday activities. So much so that Bella has actually moved in the same apartment as her mother. The tasks are pretty gruesome too, like emptying Samantha's commode throughout the day.
I'm good.
Want to help her pull down your pants?
I got it.
I'm gonna go sit in the bathroom and try not to vomit real quick.
She isn't taking her diet very seriously either, following it here and there and allowing herself sweet treats. What's funny about this too is that she's expected to lose 250 pounds at home, and looking at her, it's clear she hasn't lost anywhere close to that. In fact, she gained weight, hitting 974 pounds, just 26 pounds away from 1,000 pounds. And to make matters worse, shortly after her weigh-in, COVID-19 hit the US, and everyone was placed under quarantine. Concerned that she wouldn't survive at home and gain even more weight, she remained in hospital for 5 months as COVID spread. Seriously concerned, Dr. Now decided that Samantha's situation required extreme intervention. In normal circumstances, Dr. Now makes patients lose a significant amount of weight before giving them weight loss surgery to prove that they're capable of losing weight on their own. But in Samantha's situation, her weight is only speeding up, and she has no chance of losing any weight on her own without being physically restricted from eating. But this isn't possible because she can't be transported. So, Dr. Now travels to her hospital and performs a gastric sleeve surgery in a last-ditch effort to keep Samantha from overeating in the hospital and dying. Now, filming during COVID was especially difficult, as the crew weren't allowed inside the hospital to catch up with Samantha. So, we skip to 3 months later, after she's had surgery, and in a crazy turn of events, she's actually down to 638 pounds, a 300-pound drop from her highest weight.
Into weight loss surgery, she has been on a controlled diet for the past few months. And thankfully, all that has been effective to get her weight down. But the concern now is the next steps with her, and making sure we can help her stay on track so she doesn't end up gaining everything back and end up in the same situation again.
But despite her amazing weight loss, Samantha isn't in the place she thought she'd be.
Food makes me happy. The happy me is gone. I just feel incredibly sad.
And it's not a surprise considering she is still 600 pounds. And because she's depressed, she's started to sneak food again.
So psychotherapy is going to be an essential step for her. And we need to make some progress with her emotional issues before she goes back home. So she doesn't undo all the progress she has made and end up back in the same situation again. because she likely won't survive her body being pushed to that point again.
Samantha is at a crucial point in her journey, as after losing over 300 pounds, her weight loss is slowly plateauing because her body is getting used to the amount of food that she's eating. It's important that Samantha sticks to her diet and pushes through, as well as doing more exercise. To combat this, Samantha is moved into a rehab facility so the team can monitor her progress and restrict her food intake. But this doesn't last long, as she is readmitted to hospital with a severe infection in her leg, which will take a few months to heal. Despite this, she's still losing weight at the hospital and is finally under 500 pounds, meaning that she's pretty much lost half of her body weight. It's expected that Samantha will take another year to get below 200 pounds, her final goal. Due to COVID-19, the show cuts off before we see the end of her journey, but she leaves the following video for all of her fans.
Most recent surgery, the wounds refused to heal, and so I was sent to a rehab facility, and this is where I'm at right now. It's a small setback, but by this time next year, I will have my life back. I've worked way too hard to be at this point in my life right now to give up, and I will not be giving up. My spirits are up, and these wounds are not it. They will not be in my life. I can't see me stopping at this point. This will have all been for nothing if I stop now, so just a small setback.
Now, I did a bit of digging to see where Samantha was now, and it's quite weird to be honest. She posts quite frequently on TikTok, and all of them seem really strange. As of March 2025, she weighs 373 pounds, so still quite away from her goal, but a substantial weight loss nonetheless.
Do you know what going through hell and back is? It's bad. It's really bad. Anyways, I learned that I was 373. I went from 1,000 pounds to 373 pounds, down to 373. Can you believe it? I just wanted to share it with somebody. That's pretty gross. Just need to wash this son bitch. 1,000 pounds to 373. Can you believe that?
And she does seem really positive about the amount of weight she's lost.
Hey, think of these things. A cow. Sailboats. 2 ATM machines. Vending machines. Industrial washing machines. A small aircraft, like a Cessna 172. An ornate grandfather clock. A fully grown male gorilla. That's how much weight I've lost. 700 pounds. Can you even imagine that? I'm just giddy. But I wanted to share that with you. Not only that, but I've kept it off since July of 2020. It's really bad when you can't remember the surgeries you've had. I just know that it was 2020. 700 pounds. I can't even get my mind around it.
Although her journey was slow, paused by COVID, and she practically had to be physically forced to go on any sort of diet, Samantha still lost the weight eventually, and you can't fault her for that. She still has over 100 pounds to lose to get to her goal, and I'll definitely be following along to see how she continues. Now remember, visit fatlosskitchen.com and subscribe to my channel to make sure you don't miss a video, and remember to get our cookbook on the 20th of June. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Say bye.